you dig it? Can you dig it?
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lurkers, regulars, GMO people, organic people.
Boiler room, inbound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, lurkers and regulars, welcome back to the Social Rejects Club. This is the Boiler Room. We're broadcasting live out of Central Texas. Thank you for joining us for this live broadcast. It is December the 30th of 2025, and you know what that means? That's right. We are a mere, seeing as it's what, 8:35 Central right now. We're just over a day away from 2026 here. So, and if you're one of our listeners down under, one of our viewers down under, you're even closer than we are. So this is sort of our New Year's sort of show, but we're calling tonight's show the end of year dumpster fire cleanup crew. And Ruckus and myself have been working tirelessly for the last several days to bring the biggest crew that we could possibly bring to the Boiler Room. And I dare say it already looks, just from looking at the green room here. What's up, green room? You guys take it easy back there. Don't party so hard. We got a show to do. Yeah, it looks like we already have a bigger show than we've had all year long right here, guest-wise, and I think there's some more people coming. So for those of you out there that are that have invites to this show, drop on in whenever you feel like it, because the more the merrier tonight. Now, everybody tonight, we're hoping, is going to bring one thing from 2025 that they want to throw into the dumpster, okay? So that's one aspect. We're also hoping that everyone will have one thing worth keeping or carrying forward, right? And most importantly, perhaps, one thing future generations must be warned about. So tonight is not really a celebration of 2025, nor is it a pity party or a den of despair for 2025. The dumpster fire is a metaphor for narratives that ran out of fuel, hopefully, or at least are running out of fuel. So some things burn down on their own. We almost forgot how the year started, right? With an exploding Cybertruck in front of a Trump Tower. That one burned down on its own, didn't it? Pun intended. Some things were intentionally torched. We could talk about some of those. I'm sure some of those will come up. And some were never meant to survive scrutiny. And apparently, just judging by looking at my doom scroll X feed, Erica Kirk, you might be the winner of some of those narratives that were never meant to survive scrutiny. Just a thought, just, little breadcrumb there. So we're not here to relive the trauma. We're here to decide what gets buried, what gets salvaged, and what we absolutely never want repeated. So with that, I'm going to bring Ruckus aboard here first. Ruckus, welcome to the Boiler Room. Last one of 2025. We got dumpster fires to put out, things to bury, and thoughts for the coming year. Thanks for being here tonight, man. How's it going?
Yeah, wow, it's been a long time since you brought me on first. You caught me off guard, my
I thought
friend,
I thought it might be spicy to
feel
bring you on first.
special, bro. Wow, what's the occasion? Oh, yeah, the occasion is we're throwing 2025 into the dumpster where it belongs and setting it on fire. I freaking love it. This is so exciting. I'm also super stoked that we have a lot of some of our favorites, long-running regulars, as well as some of our favorite guests who have made appearances throughout the year, in particular this year, if not the previous years as well, obviously. So I don't want to take up too much time because there's a lot of folks we'd like to bring on, and I need to change this redacted thing to something more appropriate. But thank you so much for having me along for the cremation of care event, whatever this dumpster fire standoff is. How did you describe it? You said it was an appropriate Yule log fire for 2025, and I agree. So
Yeah.
let's light the fires and light the fires. Forget
Right
the
on.
tires. There you go.
Yeah, your final Yule log of the year right here in this dumpster. All right, next up, we've got Mystical Pharaoh joining us. We'll bring Mystical aboard because it's getting late over there. Mystical, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Boiler Room. Last show of the year, my friend.
Last show, man, and it went by so fast, 2025.
I feel like the Cybertruck just exploded yesterday.
I know. How many boiler rooms did we have in 2025?
Great question. I can answer that pretty quickly. Let me tell you right now, we had select all 46 boiler rooms. So pretty good.
All right. Well, looking forward to 47.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right.
47? Oh, man. Is that a coincidence?
I don't know. Maybe. Gosh, we
All
have
right.
to cram one more out just for 47 tomorrow. All right. I doubt it. Thanks, Pharaoh. All right, we've got lovely Spore joining us next. Lovely Spore, welcome back to the Boiler Room. Wonderful to have you here with us tonight. How are you? For some reason, Spore, I am not hearing you. There we go.
It's very happy to be here with all these incredible people. Really?
Yeah, well, Spore,
Should
you've got
be.
a little bit of a
You are
spotty
not.
connection there.
I'm excellent, and I'm happy to be.
Hey, sorry I keep talking over you, but I can hear the delay on your feed, and it's quite laggy tonight. You might want to bounce out and come back in or something, but we're very happy to have you
Okay.
here. Sorry I stepped on you there. All righty,
No worries.
cool. Let's welcome our friend from the Odd Man Out podcast. Odd Man Out, what's up, dude? Welcome to the Boiler Room. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. It's great to be on with you guys once again and kind of ushering this year out and the new one in, and can't wait to get into some really interesting conversations tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna, man. It's wonderful to see your face. We've missed you here in the Boiler Room. I know late night shows have kind of been difficult for you to do this year, and I hope it's been a good year. We've certainly been enjoying all of your output and love following you on Instagram and X and all that stuff, man. So just really happy to have you here, man. Happy early New Year.
Thank you, my friend. It's good to be back.
Yeah, great to have you. That's Odd Man Out joining us. Let me bring Spore back in real quick. Spore, give me a mic check, baby.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, now we do.
I can't
didn't
hear
get
you.
that.
That's
all right.
weird.
Yeah, I think you're good now. All right. Well, I think we got Spore. Welcome, Spore. Let me bring our good friend from Weaponized News, Sam Chaney, aboard. Sam, what's up, man? Happy early New Year and merry late Christmas. Welcome back to the Boiler Room.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling here. We got more people to bring in. We're going to bring in the one, the only Johnny Vedmore next. Here he comes. Johnny Vedmore is with us. Johnny, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Boiler Room.
Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Hello.
Hey, you got all the words. Those are all the words to that song that I know. I'm pretty sure that's the whole song.
It is. Thank you for having me. Lovely to see you all. Boom.
Yes, it's wonderful to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us, Johnny. Let's see here. I'm going to bring Sumo aboard from the Mystical American Patriot Society MapSock, docking into the Boiler Room. Sumo, what's up? Welcome to the Boiler Room.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I'm happy to be here. I've been saving Christmas, and I've finished, and now I am relaxing.
All right, so Santa Claus duties are over for the year then, and you're chilling.
Well, we only take Boxing Day off. We're preparing for 2026. It's a full-time job.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, great to have you here with us. We've got Jay Dyer joining us as well. He's popping into the studio right now. Jay, what's up, man? Welcome to the Boiler Room. Happy early New Year, my friend.
Thank you. It was a hype year. Glad to be here with you guys.
It was a hype year, man. We were Ruckus and I were talking about how to set tonight's show up, and we figured the dumpster fire was the perfect metaphor for it. So this is the end of year dumpster fire cleanup crew here. The room is growing. See how big StreamYard lets us get. We got Spore back in the room now. Spore, give me another mic check. Going once. Going
Can you
twice.
hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Okay, I moved into the other room, but I don't know what is going on here because it's like it sounds like everybody's having a disconnection problem on my end, so I don't know what the hell.
Is Mystical Pharaoh, Infidel Pharaoh now rebranded as Mystical Pharaoh?
Correct.
Indeed.
That is correct, my friend.
Now you guys, now
What's up, dude?
now I hear it.
How are you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Jay, your
Doing
mustache
good,
looks
doing
really good. You've got
What?
a really nice haircut going on.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Thank you.
It looks really good. You're just I haven't seen you in a while, and then you popped on. I was like, oh look, he looks still quite handsome.
I got a glow up. I'm competing with Candace.
Score looks as
BBL
much like a mushroom
too?
as ever.
I'm competing with Candace to be the new diva, so I got to get a glow up.
You need a BBL.
I got that too.
Everyone in our group, Sumo, always compliments the gentlemen for how handsome they are. So
I
love
do,
that
but
about
it's always
Sumo.
true. It's always true. And you know what? Men don't receive enough compliments.
True
So
that.
I share.
On behalf of all men everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, my friends, how are we going to do this? We have such a big room. It's going to be a good time. Okay, so Ruckus came up with a great idea. Thank you, Ruckus, by the way, for helping design the show tonight and coordinate all our wonderful colleagues and friends here. It's just so awesome to be here with you guys. I feel like we have the perfect amount of squares right now for like a Brady Bunch almost. This is great. We can kind of do the whole Brady Bunch pantomime. But we have 3 questions basically that we want to take around the room. Thinking about 2025, 2025 was so weird. It was such a strange year. It was just like this odd lead up to 2025, actually an odd lead up to the elections in 2024. Just a terrible political situation for, as long as I can remember pretty much, but it just seems kind of like, I don't know, mechanize and transform over the years at a very fast rate now. And it's like we would be like kicking ourselves in the nuts trying to come up with like an end of year recap, which we've done before plenty of times. So Ruckus was thinking about this and he started talking to me about it, and we decided let's just come up with like 3 simple questions for everybody. Ruckus, do you think we should just do question 1 around the room and then 2 around the room, or do you think we should do 1, 2, and 3 for each person? Do you have a preference as to how we go about that?
I think it'd be fun if we take them one at a time, to be honest
what I
with you.
was
I think that way, if we at least that way everybody can at least do the important thing, which is throw something in the damn dumpster fire, so that if they have to leave early, then the rest of us will stay warm and we're going to make it.
Okay. All right. So we'll try to
idea.
keep the dumpster fire burning tonight, and we'll try to close it out with we'll throw some water in there hopefully. So the first question tonight for everybody, again, this episode is it's not a recap show. It's more of a forensic year-end post-mortem. Okay, that's kind of the vibe we're going for here. Hi, Jamie. We should welcome Jamie to the show too. It's great to see you, Jamie. How are you? All right, excellent. So, first question tonight, everybody, and you folks out there watching and listening, we're interested in your answer for these too. So feel free to flood the zone. We've already got more. I haven't even looked at the comments yet. I'm sorry. Anywhere there's already a bunch, but we'll do our best to keep an eye on the comments in the Discord and on the platforms. But okay, so you guys can play too. But first question, and I'm just going to go around the room from top left, and we'll get it from everybody. First question: one thing from 2025 that you would like to throw into the dumpster fire and say goodbye to. Odd man out. What do you think?
I'm gonna say the Talmud.
Starting off with a banger. Nice. All right. Well, that will burn, definitely. So Odd Man Out starting us with some book burn. Okay, give it, for
What's
anyone
your
that's
justification for that,
yeah,
Odd Man?
give us some
It's not a one-word
background on
answer.
that. Go ahead, man.
Give us a
I have
reason.
20. I have
Give us some
27
reasons.
I have 27 episodes of justification on that.
That's true. That's true. And you know what, Odd Man? On Sunday Wire, you know how we do on Sunday Wire, we talk about the Middle East geopolitics a lot. And Ruckus and I have been on pretty much most episodes this year. That aspect of it has come up in some regards, but when it does come up, and when we sort of broach the topic of like the ideology and the religion, the theology and ideology of the region, Israel in particular, political Zionism in particular, Ruckus is always the first to say, hey, you got to check out Odd Man Out series on this. So at least give a shout to that series. Tell us what inspired it and what you hope people might take away from it, just to kind of back up your your burn for the year, which I think we probably all endorse.
Thank you, man. Well, I kind of got into it because my grandmother passed away. I didn't grow up around her. And my brother, he said, did you check out the obituary? Her maiden name was a Jewish last name, right? And I was like, really? That's weird. Nobody's ever told me that. I've never been close to my father's family. And so we checked it out, and they actually done the whole, I think it's like My Heritage or something like that, the whole DNA thing. And it turns out, yeah, she was Jewish, and she moved over here during World War II or whatever, converted to Christianity and all that stuff. So that got me into looking into this stuff. And so, I started doing it before it got really popular. Now it's like all the rage or whatever. But as you guys know, I started slowly getting into this stuff and just realized that there's a whole world that hardly anyone even knows. Even a lot of Jews that I've talked to, they have no idea about a lot of the stuff that I've actually pulled out from their own holy books and their own rabbis and their own authors and stuff like that. So, there's so many things that you don't know about it. Not all of it's bad, but there's a lot of it that is bad. And really, it all boils down to they are the chosen ones, and they can't really get along with anyone else unless they're ruling them, and you have to give in to them. And not all Jews believe in that or anything like that, but there's enough that who do believe in it that are powerful and influential. And, they work their way into places of government, and obviously BlackRock, Blackstone, Facebook, Oracle, you could go on and on about it. So the Talmud is it's the most important holy books in their religion. And that seems to be across the board. I know the Reform's a little bit different, but they are starting to get into the Talmud as well. So anyway, it's just a book that it talks terribly about other people, and it proves that they have to basically conquer people. And I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in that series. Check it out.
Yeah. Give us the series name. You can find it at Alternate Current Radio. You can also find it on Podbean under the Odd Man Out podcast. But I always mess it up. I always screw up one word in it. So you say it.
Everybody does. Those we don't speak of. It's like I think the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Doesn't he have a movie called that? I think. Anyway, it came to my mind, and that's why I named it that, because we weren't supposed to talk about it. And at that time, it was still so taboo. You couldn't really say too much about it. And now it's like you can say whatever, but for right now, not very much longer.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. I have some follow-up questions about that, but let's get around the room here. We'll go to Ruckus. He's next in the squares here in the Brady Bunch squares. Ruckus, what about you? One thing you would like to throw into the dumpster from this year?
Luckily, I have a visual for this one, courtesy of Photon for turning me onto this. I'm like, it's perfect. It's ready to go right in the dumpster. These guys, the Techno Bros. I am so sick of the technocratic elite that have like got their wormy little claws or octopus tendrils, whatever you want to call them, into the current administration. I don't know if anyone has checked out my X profile lately. Here, I'm going to go right to my X profile. Right now, if I can find it, that's / AC_wordslinger. If you go to my page, I have the same thing pinned here since August 29th, and I think it's going to stay here for the entire year of 2026 as a warning to everybody. But this is what is pissing me off, is that MAGA, Make America Great Again, thinks that by doing this, use your imagination, folks, to the technocracy bros, that's going to get America somewhere, and it's going to get America right where we don't want it to be. So for 2025, I'm sick of these guys. This is we've got Facebook represented here, X, we've got NVIDIA, we've got Google, Apple, OpenAI, and Amazon. You know who they are. I'm missing Peter Thiel from this image. Maybe he's hiding in that Cybertruck, which looks, I mean, man, it's a darn shame that there are not any exploding lithium batteries when you need one. Am I right?
Where's Larry Ellis?
I'm going to toss him right into the fire there, hopefully. If I can figure out how to do that. There we go. Bam, there they are.
Yeah, there we go. I figured Larry Ellison would be hanging with those homies.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. Is that's how this year started? Wasn't just technically the Cybertruck exploding. As far as I'm concerned, the real event that we're all having to deal with this year and moving forward, because they really built the foundation for this technocracy, and I think next year we're going to be living it, was the Operation Project Stargate, or whatever the hell they called it, where they're like, oh, okay, we're just going to throw like a bunch of money and make a big deal about like basically replacing everybody's jobs. And we've come full circle. Trump was just up there saying how great it is that AI and robots are going to be replacing everybody's jobs. And I'm like, well, that's what we were worried about, or at least I was. So yeah, I'd like to see those guys out. So that's where I'm at.
All right, good one, good one. I saw that. I'm going to leapfrog myself and go right to Jamie. Jamie, what about you for tonight's forensic year-end post-mortem? What's one thing from 2025 that you would like to throw into the dumpster?
I was thinking about this, and I agree with Ruckus. Well, for one, because we did 2 really good shows about the technocracy, and aren't they now, Ruckus, like sworn in some kind of like high military? The techno bros.
Yeah, no, they were given like top military clearance, or they made them generals or something.
Yeah, but then I was like, what makes me madder on like consistently? And it's like the IRS. So I would put that in the dumpster this year. If you want to, we could just stop paying taxes. That would be fun.
Okay, that's a good one, Jamie. I like that. IRS in the dumpster. You hear that, IRS?
Yeah.
And the other thing, Jamie, about the IRS, that actually dovetails nicely with Ruckus's Tech Bros thing, because in 2023 or 4, something like that, was it 2022, under Joe Biden's administration, they hired, what was it, like 48,000 or 80,000 IRS agents, right? And they bought all this ammo. Actually, they've been doing that for decades. That wasn't really news, but they continued to do that. And everybody was up in arms about it, right? And then like Doge comes in and the whole flip-floppy, pendulum swung the other way. And then it was like, oh, we're going to fire all these new IRS people. But at the same time, it'd be pretty cool if Peter Thiel and his Palantir could come in here and just replace all these people, So like now it's like the techno bro panopticon is, merging or putting on the power glove of, Peter Thiel and that other weirdo's tech.
Hey, I thought we were supposed to get stimulus checks from Doge.
Right? Where's our Doji checks?
Yeah.
We're supposed to get Doge stimmy checks, aren't we?
Yeah.
Does Doge still exist?
That's a great question.
No, they dissolved it.
I don't think so.
No stimulus check, unfortunately, Jamie.
But that's okay. Just wait for the tariff check. It's coming.
Oh,
no, you got UBI around the corner. Don't worry.
Right. We could just leapfrog all that and go straight to UBI. Awesome. Okay, let me so So Jamie, that was great. When Jay comes back, we'll ask him too.
Okay. That one
me-
hurts him too a lot.
Oh my god, yeah, I
Yeah,
bet.
every 3 months we're like, oh man, this hurts a lot.
Yeah,
This hurts
ouch.
a
I
lot.
know. Ouch. All right, let's go to Johnny Vedmore. Johnny, what do you think, man? 2025, what aspect of it, what from 2025 would you like to throw into the dumpster fire?
Oh, well, I came here with a personal vendetta against one guy in particular, one organization. Happy. He's coming for you this Christmas. I want to echo out Jason and Ruckus and Jamie. I want to echo out it all because really what I want to put in the dumpster is extremist organization, whether they be religious like the Catholic Church or say Talmudic organizations, or for instance tech pros that group together to make an apocalyptic ending to our world that we currently live in now. That's what I'd like to put in the dumpster, is those groups, all of those groups. I think that one small description probably covers every single group on Earth that we have issue with and we have gripe with. The people who want to create apocalypse, who want some form of something to happen for it to be the end of days for us all. I'd like we left those guys behind in total, all of them.
In the dumpster. All of you in the dumpster.
Boom.
I mean, you may have just ended the show right there, man. But I mean,
Sorry.
no, it's perfect. You're 100% correct. And it's like, how many groups like that are there? You know, I think about the secret societies. I think about the international banking cartel. I think about the media cartel. I think about, political groups, be they political Zionists or whatever, the entire Atlanticist bloc, if you will. You got all kind of crazy options there. But really, when it comes down to it, how many groups like you just described are there on the planet? Maybe a couple dozen, maybe 100 at most. I don't know. Is it 500? How many do you think? Is it 1,000? 1,000?
Deep down in the human soul, we love tales and stories, and we tell ourselves stories, and I tell you the most dramatic stories are the ones we love the most. And however many combinations of human culture we get, we always get to an end point from a beginning point, and we have a middle in between. Like, well, it's a story, and we're telling ourselves a story, and the stories, crescendo endings, drama galore. That's what people deep down, everybody wants it down. Everybody wants apocalypse, really. So I think it automatically forms to some extent.
All right, I take your point, man. It's not apocalypse now; it's apocalypse how. We just want it, perhaps. All right, good one, Johnny.
Apocalypse.
Let's welcome the other half of the Mystical American Patriot Society. We got Kavi with us. Kavi, what's up? Welcome to the Boiler Room.
Hey, awesome to be here, and my audio is working now.
All right, cool.
Just
cool.
had to restart my computer.
I think Spore had the same problem tonight. So no worries, man. Well, I got you. I'll hit you with the number one question from tonight for our year-end post-mortem show. What's one thing from 2025 that you would like to see thrown in the dumpster fire to be burned into ashes and never seen again?
Did you already mention the flaming Tesla truck in front of the Trump building?
I did, simply as a reference point for the beginning of the year. I really felt like that was sort of the first big story of the year. I mean, it happened on the first day of the year, but yeah, what do you make of that?
I don't know. It's just really weird, especially with the whole Elon and Trump falling out that they had later.
It feels it felt even at the time before we even saw the inauguration that wait a minute, this feels symbolic. This feels like ritualistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. So perhaps if we were to extrapolate that out into something that you might want to see not happening anymore, that you'd like to throw in the dumpster, would be like ritual forms of media humiliation or media rituals, sort of false flag adjacent style stuff, headlines?
Yeah, it would be nice to have just normal stuff for a
Yeah, I
while
mean,
for
pie
sure.
in the sky, bro. Tonight is pie in the sky. You can throw anything in the dumpster. Before you got here, Odd Man Out threw the entire Talmud in the dumpster, and Johnny
Oh, okay.
Vedmore threw all apocalyptic agencies and secret societies in the dumpster, and Ruckus threw the tech bros in the dumpster. So the sky's the limit,
Here,
my friend.
I'll throw Trump in because he's mostly been a disappointment.
Oh, dude. Okay. All right. We finally got someone that's really going to ring the bell for some people here. We just threw Trump into the dumpster fire. Thank you, Kavi. Welcome to the show. That was perfect.
You're welcome.
Let me go over to Sumo, the other half of Map Sock. Sumo, what's up, man? What about you? What do you want to throw in the dumpster fire from 2025?
I gotta say, I gotta go with hope.
Hope. Abandon all ye who enter hope.
Yeah, I just, I feel like we're on this it's not quite a hedonic treadmill. It's like a panic treadmill where everyone gets their hopes up that there can be political change, and there never is. It never happens. And I've been yelling at people from the rooftops that there's no political solution and don't stop doing that. And people just won't. They're addicted to it. I think people love the heartbreak. They love getting their hopes up. It's like a sports team. You watch it and you feel you get a catharsis when your team wins or loses. And so I would like to throw away that, at least that kind of hope.
All right. I'm in, actually. I was thinking about this earlier today, actually, because I'm hearing rumors that there's a possibility I might get invited back into the more power politics realms of broadcasting, and it's just a rumor. Don't think anything of it yet, but I was thinking about how I would do that. How would I reintegrate myself into the power politic discussion at this point? Because I got to agree with you, Sumo.
It's fake. It's made. It's not real.
Yeah, it's all so fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where I fit in there anymore.
If you're not having sex with Peter Thiel, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever your opinion is, you got to have sex with. Which, you know what? I think one of us should jump on the grenade here and volunteer. I don't know who.
Is that you volunteering? Because it's your idea.
I'm not volunteering, but I don't know if I'm his type. But we could meet, go out to dinner, and then maybe some things. But other than that, there's not a lot of. I'm so tired of people being like, well, this time we like this guy, and then it's the same thing over again.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
It's just like,
All right, hope. That's a great answer. I'm gonna go to Pharaoh, and then I'm gonna go to Pharaoh, then I'm gonna go to Jay, then I'm gonna go to Spore, and then we'll get to question 2. Mystical Pharaoh, what do you think? One thing from 2025.
What about Sam? The man Sam.
And then Sam, yeah, of course. But Pharaoh, what do you say?
I posted the link. Can you play it?
You got some media for us. Yeah, I can play it. Let me. Okay, so
I already done it. So that's what I want to do.
Okay, all right. This is a good one. This will just take a second here. So I'm going to share the screen to at Mystical Pharaoh. Follow him while you can. He may not be on X much longer, but this is Pharaoh. Perfect dovetail with Kavi here.
Yeah, so I want to burn old MAGA 2.0 or Trump 2.0 MAGA.
So, Pharaoh, okay, for those of you just listening on audio, Pharaoh is showing his probably most viral video this year, his most viral X post, and it was him burning his black MAGA hat. Pharaoh, tell us real quickly before I move to Jay, and Sam and Spore, why you did that? At what point in the year did you decide, hey, I'm out of MAGA altogether?
Believe it or not, that was like in pretty early on, like in February. That's when I decided to I'm skipping or jumping Trump 2.0 ship. It was pretty apparent early on that complete betrayal of actually everything you're running on. And so So that's what I would throw in the dump fire.
All right. So you already threw it in the dumpster fire back in February, but there we go. Okay, so Pharaoh called that one early. Let me go to Jay Dyer. Jay, one thing from 2025 that you would like to throw in the dumpster and say goodbye to forever. Pie in the sky, anything you want.
I think one of the things that we focused on in 2025 that I hope we have damaged to some degree is the evangelical Zionist dispensational theology. So we focused pretty heavy critiquing that throughout the year. I covered it on Hodge Twins podcast, covered it on Redacted last week. So I tried, and Crowder's buddy Gerald there, we covered that. So I'd like to just toss all that garbage and nonsense up.
Man, I think that's a wonderful answer, and I think that's something that we're everybody on this particular stream is so busy doing what they do. We don't really get to like catch up with each other week by week and day by day, but that is one thing that I have seen consistently from everybody in this room going on this year, and some of us, Jay, yourself included, doing it in venues where it's unexpected. It's where that people watching, a certain percentage of them are going to recoil. They have that recoil reaction still. They're at like that phase with this information. So that has been big for everybody this year, I think, and I find it. This would probably open a wider sort of media philosophy and propaganda discussion. So I don't want to go too far into it until we wrap our questions up here and get people out of here that got to get out of here. But we're in a weird situation this year where it's like the Overton window got I believe intentionally pushed.
Did you pick one?
In a direction that allowed all these conversations to happen online openly. And there are people like us here on this call and many of our colleagues out there who have been talking about these things for over a decade and having to be very thoughtful and tactical about the way that we do it and the people that we talk to remain true to ourselves and to the information and with a lot of backlash too. And now it's like a mainstream talking point almost. Like you can't even doom scroll on X without like that being a primary thing. And I think all of us are kind of feeling like the quote unquote Hegelian, solution aspect to this kind of breathing down our necks right now. I think that's kind of been my theme for the year. So I guess since I sided right there based on what Jay said, I'll just throw mine in right now. I would like to throw that in. I would like to throw intentional Overton window nudging via media and algorithm into the dumpster fire. I don't want to see that anymore. I would like the digital public square to be a real digital public square like it was when the internet fucking started, and we decide what's popular. We decide what's liked, and there's not fucking algorithms, pushing people toward, this talking point and that talking point from people that are getting paid, from influencers and ambassadors that are getting paid crazy amounts of money per post and don't even know who manages their manager's manager's manager. That's what I would throw in the fire. Okay. Good one. I'm going to go to Sam Chaney next. Sam, what about you, man?
I'm going to throw in all your guys' hate against our betters this year. No, honestly, what can I say on this broadcast and not get you guys banned?
Yeah.
Say whatever?
That's a boiler room, dude.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Well, I'm going to throw vaccines in that fire.
Go for it. Yeah, do it.
I'm going to throw vaccines in that fire, and I'm going to double up and say throw the idea of the puppet chief executive president in that dumpster fire too, because if we had a real president, populist, man of the people, as Trump claims to be or whoever else claims to be, then the first thing they do is go arrest all the big bank heads and abolish the Federal Reserve and put it back under the Treasury as per the Constitution. And anybody that, until somebody does that, they're all full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that, Sam. Coming
You know
out
that
hard.
the Feds just pumped 16 billion into bank system.
Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah.
They didn't even pump 16 cents into my system. Fuck them. I'm going to go to Lovely Spore. Lovely Spore, you're up next. Think about it. One thing from 2025, anything you want to throw into the dumpster fire.
Can you hear me?
I hear you wonderfully and quickly.
Okay, cool. So I was thinking about this and I thought these were great questions that Ruckus came up with earlier today. And my kind of like culmination of like kind of a one sentence response is politics. And politicians and the people behind the curtains. And I feel like everybody on this call is like kind of like added a little bit onto it, like the technocrats. Jamie mentioned the IRS taxation. Like there's so many different levels of corruption. I guess I would like corruption to be thrown out there. And that would take a whole lot of people. And so I guess that's my ultimate response is just I want to see. It's just I feel so stupid to even say I wish that something like that could happen because I don't believe it. And I feel like any other year, if you had asked me the same question, I would have said politics or politicians. But you know, there's so many levels to that, like the Rockefellers, you know, like the people behind the curtains, these evil people.
Well said, Spore. Well said. I think we are all down with that. All right. That concludes round one of tonight's questions for the year-end post-mortem. I have...
I don't know. I think 2020.
Who said that? Get closer to your mic. Did I miss that? Okay.
I missed it too. I don't know if
that
that's
was Sumo's bad internet.
Oh, okay. Sumo's bad internet strikes again. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I think that was me being
Okay,
bad.
go
internet.
for it.
Sorry.
Go for it. We got you now.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
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 What's going on? I didn't mean to say anything.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Okay. So we're into the second segment here. One thing worth keeping or carrying forward from 2025. So let's see. I'm going to go to Sumo since we have a good connection with him right now. And then I'll go to, are you okay, Ruckus? Ruckus is having some issues there. Okay. Did your audio cut again?
Looks like he saw a ghost.
Something's up.
Oh, there you are. All
Ruckus,
right.
you look terrified. What's wrong?
What happened?
Yeah, I'm feeling ill, guys. That's
Oh, really?
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Ooh. Well, one thing, do you want to bail out, man?
I think I have to. So I'll give you my quick win. There was a very small win, and I mean it's freaking tiny, but it was a step in the right direction. But Trump waited till the end of the year almost to do this thing, but he rescheduled marijuana, and I think you all understand what that means. And I think that's a big deal. It's something that people have been asking for that for a very long time. Should be happy. I'm happy. We'll see where that goes. Obviously, it doesn't change anything with the legalization, and that's where he needs to take that. Because the drug war has been a terrible thing. They're even trying to justify that for their actions in Venezuela right now.
Yep.
But again, it's the first step to at least they can do the science and the research and all that fun stuff. So I'm so sorry, guys. If I can, I'll jump back in, but I think I'm going to throw up and everything. So I love all you guys. God bless you all. And I'll see you guys next year.
Feel better, buddy.
Feel better, man.
Feel better.
All right. Ruckus
What if
out.
that's the
There he
last we ever
goes.
hear of him? That'd be
Yikes.
terrible.
Okay. Hope you feel better, dude.
The worst last ever.
Let
Yeah,
me,
but I feel bad. I always worry that like if I laugh at someone, then they're gonna die or something.
Wait a minute. Is Ruckus actually based?
Yeah,
That's what just happened.
We've never
Is
seen
this
him in the
what
same
just
room at the
happened?
same
I'm
time.
really ill. I've got to go.
We just had a swap out here. We got Bazed with us now. Bazed,
I
what's up, dude?
see.
Just tell
Yo,
him to
what's
live
up?
stream the vomit, dude. Just live stream it.
Yeah, you should. Ruckus, if you're listening, you should come back on and just vomit, dude. Go for it. It is New Year's Eve almost. It's New Year's Eve in Australia, so you could yak on stage. That'd be okay. We would allow it this time. So, Baze, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here with us. I'm sorry Ruckus didn't feel good, but his exit left room. I've never hit the ceiling on StreamYard. You can only have 10 guests apparently, so we're maxed out right now.
Yeah. I just swapped in for Ruckus, and he's feeling ill, and I just got over illness. I've had the flu for 2 weeks.
Guys are like, you guys are just like tag team wrestlers here. You just tagged out. That was good timing. So Baze, we're tonight's episode is a year-end post-mortem. We're not doing recaps here. We just have 3 simple questions we're asking everybody on the panel. And since you just jumped in, I'm gonna hit you with the first question. Everyone else has already answered it, so your answer is wide open. Anything you want. Okay, even if it's unrealistic, one thing from 2025 that you would like to see thrown into the dumpster fire and never again.
Yeah, the Charlie Kirk assassination was pretty rough. I would like to throw that one away in good taste as much as I can. I think that was a pretty rough thing. We've dealt with the public assassinations in the conspiracy sphere, I think, for a long time, but that one was a particularly rough one. Because I think it was pretty unexpected and shocking, and I would like to really throw that one away. I would really like to throw away my own personal sort of feelings about it and reaction to it, especially beforehand. I got to admit, it really changed my sort of my thoughts on who this person was. Beforehand, I really feel like I had misjudged the person beforehand, and I sort of want to have some more grace and some more patience with people, especially public characters. So I would like to really throw that one in the dumpster as far as I can.
Yeah. All right, definitely. Let me go to Jay next. Jay, maybe your thoughts on the Charlie thing as related to what we're talking about tonight, and your one thing worth keeping or carrying forward, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Baze said that, because I actually forgot about it, only because I got mired in the whole in the last 3 weeks, the whole Candace drama. So
right,
she's sort of inserted herself to sort of be the whole focus of all that under the auspices of justice for Charlie. And I think that's turned into a whole conspiracy candy debacle. So I'd like to throw all of that out as well. All the conspiracy nonsense, the fake conspiracies around all that. But what would I want to keep from 2025?
Yeah.
Can it be something selfish?
Absolutely. Anything, man.
I had the most fun writing for the Sam Hyde show this year. So sort of continue with the theme of what was enjoyable in the year, what was bad.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun doing that, and I was sick of politics. So to do something different for the year was a lot. It was a breath of fresh air. It was a lot of fun. So I was really glad to do that. And I think the first season of the show was pretty good. And yeah, I know it's kind of selfish, but like, I think everybody in this boiler room has been, we've been kind of black pilled about politics for a long time. So we don't really pay too much attention to it. We don't take it too seriously, because that's why we have fun.
Yeah.
So I had fun doing comedy this year.
Good, man. Good for you. I don't think it's selfish at all, actually. I think it's exemplary. I don't know how to pronounce that word right now. It's probably the beer, but it's like this for me, this was sort of a similar sort of year where it was like a lot of circumstances changed, and the flow of life was different, and I wasn't doing 6 days a week broadcasting like I had between 2020 and 2024, and it was like I was able to, I don't know, I guess I would almost feel like a lot of the ways I spent my time me a few years ago might call selfish, but at the same time, it's almost like, we've used the metaphor of the boiler room being like the toxic avenger of media. And I think it's pretty apt, because like my and Spore's feeds are like wide open 24/7. You know what I mean? We're like a science experiment of like what it would be like to dip yourself in the most modern toxic media you could possibly find and see if you could turn into some sort of, you know, other being. Not that Toxie was any sort of being you would want to look like or see in the mirror, but you know what I mean? It was a weird way to become have some sort of superpower. And like, if there's one superpower I have, it is definitely that, being able to dive into the deep end of a toxic vomit, sludge, and goblin pit of media and come out, you know, I wouldn't say unscathed, but you know, come out and able to analyze it and talk about it. But that part about being unscathed, you can have a thick skin, but after, you know, 10, 15 years, it builds up. And as the media system has changed and the narratives have changed, and the amount of time that goes into it has increased, it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, I have to manage my physical and mental and spiritual well-being much more than I used to. After, you know, I figured this was going to be an experiment, my friends, that we could have got done in 5 or 10 years, and we would, you know, change everybody's minds, and everybody would be cool now, and nobody would be wanting war, and nobody would be wanting race wars, and nobody would be wanting to have war and death propaganda and disease propaganda beer bonged into their fucking third eye 24/7. Like, we would be over that by now. We just got to wake enough people up. That's why I went on that fuck that rant a few weeks ago. I'm so over that. That's another thing I'm throwing in the dumpster this year. What about you, Jamie? What thoughts on the Kirk thing, and as far as throwing stuff in the dumpster, and one thing you want to carry forward?
Yeah, we can throw that whole spectacle in the dumpster, and it's kind of crazy seeing things before everybody else does, because like I was like, this is super sus. Like, that hand is so waxy, she's acting weird, but you can't say that to normies because they're still crying and donating money and stuff, and so you just have to like let it play out.
And
like
and
you
here
said-
we are, only what, 3 weeks later, 6 weeks later, and now the entirety of X is doing that in such a mean way. Like, what we were trying, I think what we were all kind of trying not to do when that happened was fall into it, play into it, say what we really thought about it, just watch it, you know, just let other people do it. That's Candace's fucking work now. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not doing that shit. I did that for Stephen Paddock. Me and Jay did that for Stephen Paddock. We did that for everything from motherfucking, pardon my language, but like, we did that kind of analysis that you're sort of seeing from Candace Owens right now, all the way from Boston bombing to Stephen Paddock. Okay, you can figure out that timeline on your own and check our archives for it, and we would dive deep into that shit. Jay and myself and some of our other colleagues, we would do it every week on Boiler Room, and then again on Sunday Wire. We would do it wild here in the Boiler Room and clinical on Sunday Wire, and we would do it for weeks on end sometimes
Through
to get one of
Uvalde.
these, right? All the way to Uvalde, dude. Even all the way up to Uvalde in what was that, 2022, 21, 2022, 23, something like that. Fuck, man, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And now, like, that story was just like, no, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot fucking pole. That was my thing. Fuck this. I'm not touching this with a 10-foot fucking pole. I made a few comments here and there. Patrick did a great episode on it. Very clinical, very journalistic on Sunday Wire. We had a little bit of fun here with it on Boiler Room, but overall it was a fucking shit show. And the conspiracy candy, the flooding of the zone, is exactly the kind of thing that we were warning everybody about on a smaller scale, all the way from Boston bombing to Uvalde. I mean, Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, now it's sort of on X, everyone's creating their own conspiracies as part of their brand. So now it's nothing to do with truth or discovering what really happened. It's all postmodern narrative creating, and whoever can get the most traction behind their narrative wins. And yeah, I really think Candace has fumbled big time in the last couple of weeks, but she at least figured out how to crack the algorithmic code to make the story about her and take over media. I mean, you know, they're saying she, you know, topped Joe Rogan, which is crazy to me, but I just think it's all spectacle, like even crazier almost than mainstream media. I mean, we used to with Patrick, we dissect and make fun of mainstream media 10 years ago, and now the alternative media is basically as cartoonish almost. It's crazy.
It really is. It's
Amen.
It's bananas. Johnny, you look like you're jumping out of your skin there. I'm gonna hand it to you first.
Dude, I gotta. I listen. I'm gonna because I've been listening to like the most important I've heard in the whole past year. Like I've been listening. I've been like I'm wrapped up in the shit, so I get like weird shit going on all the time. I look at the influencers, and the flooding of the zone is insane. Can't even like get a word out nowadays about anything fact attached. And now the influencers are, I would say they're like between 3 and 5 years behind the basic information on any case, and they slowly leak it out, and then it gets its full. It's like a piranha tank full of like misinformation, disinformation for profit. When we were talking about things that are good, right? So I brought this along. I brought this my little. This is amazing actually. This Ubi here I got after helping a friend move out of a pub, and me and that friend are going to do a broadcast. That friend involved with a company, Robert Maxwell, and it's an amazing investigative. But when you were talking, then I was my thing to keep this year and to advance on is comedy, because everything now is just a big, massive farce. It's all a complete and utter show. There is nothing on the face of anything that these people are doing. That like the mass media that are being put out there now is absolutely nothing of note. It is all just show business. And I started to do like Truth Bomb at the beginning of this year, and I'm continuing on with that. I want to keep that comedy going. But I also started with things like musicals and other things. I'm looking for ways to define information in a way that allows them to pick it up. And I think comedy is the only way forward, because this is a farce. Our whole culture, our society, the way it's changing, the way it's moving into this fourth industrial revolution, which is a kind of like all of it's a feint. You can't even give a good description of where we are to anybody that I know in society, in my community, because they just wouldn't understand the words I'm using. They're so far. They're kept so far behind, and that's because they really don't want to know too much. So the only way to reach people is by making them laugh, making them feel happy about the fact that they look at the same show, which looks bullshit to them, and they say, hey, this is to be taken the piss out of. This isn't taken seriously. What they're doing, what is happening is that flooding of the zone. It's really pernicious. It's really nasty. Really vindictive. Horrible. It has all of the elements, the worst part of human nature. It's all of that. And just say about the Charlie Kirk stuff, man. I feel that that's just going to lead to this. There is just, however much we want to throw that away. Hey, there's going to be journalists who get shot. There's going to be journalists who get stabbed. There's going to be journalists that is our near future. I think it's being normalized, and I think that I'm in a position where I'm like, I know that I have to now change certain things in my life to look out for that myself, because this is a paradigm shift, and this is a dangerous shift as well. Warfare isn't going to be in Gaza and Palestine soon. This is 5th generation, and that'll be inside and outside our real worlds. We won't know what the dimensions are. But if I want to take anything into the next year to keep, it's comedy. Be able to reach comedy, man, because it's all a show. It's all just ridiculous. It's a farce. It's time to really start reaching by giving them hope, happiness, rather than just doom all of the time.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more, and that's one of the only things that has kept Spore and myself and many of us sane after our Toxic Avenger, experiment on ourselves, is allowing us to have some comedy in there. And I think that's something that all of us on this call have in common. Every single person here does not shy away from gallows humor, satire, open humor, straight up comedy, mockumentary style. I mean, you name it. You've seen that on everybody's channel that is on this call right now. Okay, that's wonderful, Johnny. Thank you so much for adding that. I know that resonates with a lot of us. Let me go to Sam. Sam, what about you, man? What do you want to see carrying forward from this year? Any trends or personal things or anything?
I want to see policies carried forward, but I don't think they will be. I want to see us see America, where I'm a citizen here now, right? Stay out of the World Health Organization. I want to see us. What Trump Energy Department did do a lot of good, reeling back all this carbon BS. Of course, they're going to spin it into their technocracy, but they did pull back all the carbon BS, and I want to keep those policies, but I believe they're doing it in a way where the next administration, if they're pro carbon tax again, they're just going to, sign it, auto pin it, and we have the same carbon tax, same old Agenda 2030 policies, right? And so they have rolled back a lot of those through Trump's Energy Department, and I want to keep those policies and stay out of the World Health Organization.
Okay, good. I like that. At the beginning of the year, I kept saying, hey, I'm going to keep a list of good and bads from this administration. And I gave up on that by about March or so. It was just like, no, never mind. So sometimes it's hard for me to latch on to the things that are good. But yeah, you're right. There have been some decent policy changes, a couple executive orders I would endorse myself. But I don't want to put them on a scale with the totality of the thing, because then
we know that that's just red meat for whoever's paying attention, and the next guy is just going to auto pin it the other way. So it's bullshit, right?
Absolutely.
Like, we need laws passed by Congress, all these executive orders, regulations through all the agencies. It's all bullshit, because it's all up for whatever they decide that day, whoever bribes them, right?
Right. Yeah. And I guess I'll answer mine right now. You just inspired me. One worth keeping or carrying forward for me, also a policy thing. I'll back Ruckus's thing about the rescheduling of Mary Jane, and I back a lot of the changes that have been made in the Second Amendment realm. We've gotten a lot of concessions and a lot of more constitutionally direction policy coming out. They've gotten rid of tax stamps. The ATF has been ever so slightly toned down. A few other things, some good cases happening in the Supreme Court. This is actually a trend that's more related to the Supreme Court than it is the Donald Trump administration, but there was some DOJ stuff going on. There's also some negatives. I'm aware of some negatives there. There's also some what the hell, why are they doing that sort of stuff going on. But I would like to see this continuing, a more open Second Amendment style government that is removing bloated, unconstitutional policies. That would be my carry forward policy wise. Pharaoh, what about you, man? We're going to Mystical Pharaoh. I got to get everybody's thoughts on Kirk actually on the way into this one, because Bays really kind of reminded me we hadn't touched that one, and it was such a stupid and messed up. I don't even know what adjective to use for it, but thoughts on that? Any short comments on that, and one thing you would like to keep carrying forward, Mystical Pharaoh?
No, nothing really on Charlie Kirk.
All right, cool.
Other than just let Erica grieve the way she likes to grieve.
let her party. Let her grieve with her fireworks. Okay, gotcha.
That's right. I think something to keep it. I'm gonna keep it more personal. I think it's faith and family.
Nice.
It's you can get distracted with a lot of noise, and I think anchoring yourself in these two things is one of the most important thing you can do to reduce noise and like unnecessary energies that doesn't need to be in your life.
Nice one. Nice one. And that goes well with the comedy and with what Jay said, you know, about making sure you're in the right space, doing the right thing, with what Johnny said. Ruckus, yeah, that's great, man. Really good one. Sumo, what about you, man? One thing you want to carry forward.
Well, can you hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, we got you.
Well, you know, I guess I have a bit of a contrarian view on some things. You know, in the paranormal space, I've noticed the same thing. Where, as in the conspiratorial space, where it's just been flooded with a bunch of people coming in and just making up stuff, and they're just spouting off. You know, I know that some people think that all that stuff's nonsense anyway, but I mean, just truly nonsensical. Red herrings, and every other day a new show pops up online. It's about someone like, let's go talk about Bigfoot, and it's just over and over again. So I've noticed that, and the sort of, as everyone said, the enshittification of sort of, you know, the whole year I think was defined by sort of slop, AI slop, podcasting slop, everything politics slop. You know, but I kind of like it. I got to be honest. I kind of felt like I find Erica Kirk incredibly funny. This woman getting up there after her husband died with pyrotechnics is one of the best jokes I've ever seen in my life. I mean, if she's not like an Israeli honeypot or something, and he just married her they just got married to support Zionism, or I don't know what happened. She should have been. I mean, it's amazing. And that we're asked, she gets up there with a straight face and says, I forgive my husband's killer, but woe unto ye who don't believe they should have the West Bank or whatever. It's so stupid. But I kind of, you know, I've always had a thing for grifters. I admire grifting. I think grifting is a part of what makes this country what it is. You know, so I think, yeah, I'm not to talk about Charlie Kirk, you know, RIP, but I'm not 100% on board with him actually being dead. I know that's people. I think it may have all been I did a whole show on that, but you know, 90%. I'm 90% he's dead, but 10%. I keep 10% of my chips at the poker table that he's not dead. Something to keep. I would like us to go back to talking about taking over Greenland. I really enjoyed that. I wish that would have happened. It was the one. I think if Trump took over Greenland just tomorrow, I'd forgive a lot of stuff. Not everything, but I would forgive a lot of stuff. I mean, it just seems like a natural. Like, of course we should have Greenland. Like, why not? You know.
So you're down with adding to the collection, right? You want?
I just feel like if we're going to be an empire, just do it. What makes it really upsetting is being an empire and like not doing anything with it, like all this weird stuff. Like, just take over stuff, or you know.
All right, perfect. Okay, so well, you know what? You may get your wish in 2026, Sumo, because Venezuela. Ooh, that oil is about to be ours, baby.
No, I gotta be honest. I'm not as excited about taking Venezuela. To be, you know, and I want to like take. I don't just mean like we do a puppet dictator. I mean like we go in, we make it a colony, maybe like a Puerto Rico thing.
All right.
You know, that's what I want. I'm not that excited about Venezuela. Greenland sounds nice. I was Northern Lights. They got the polar bears. Lovely.
You're right. You know, I would book a trip for Spore and I to Greenland before I would Venezuela. So, you know, I think maybe you've convinced me.
How about Iran? I can take Iran.
I hear Iran's pretty nice, actually. All right, Kavi, what about you, man? One thing you want to carry forward?
I was going to say comedy too, specifically the memes. Because everything's so absurd right now, and it's just, it's kind of a lot of fun, even though it's crazy. And I guess the other thing, I'll pick something different, is just turning everything off. Like, just go outside, and the world's not ending. People are nice. The weather's nice. Nature's nice. Just go do something, and just turn off your phone, turn off the TV. spend time with
Haven's been
family.
sharing a lot of pictures of his hiking, and it looks gorgeous.
Oh, that's
He's been
nice.
doing a lot of hiking this year.
Good, good. I like that. I like that. That's another one. We're almost building a theme here, my friends. My goodness. Let's go to Odd Man Out. Odd Man Out. One thing worth keeping or carrying forward, and any hanging thoughts about that other thing we were talking about?
Oh man. Well, the other thing, I don't even know what to say. I just know the official story is BS. That's all I can tell you at this
I
point.
can tell you that crowbar shirt is fucking dope. That's one thing I can tell you.
Thank you, brother. I'm seeing him in a couple of months, so I can't wait.
All right.
And that brings me to what I want to keep, actually. I want to keep music. These are cassettes, kids. I've had these cassettes for 20 plus years. This is a cassette. And so from my late teens through my 20s into my early 30s, I was in a band, and music was the main focus of my life besides my family. And I loved it so much. It got me through so many horrible things. And once I got super deep into politics and, started blogging and then started doing a podcast, of course, I completely stopped listening to music, honestly, for a while. And I would only listen to it, when I was with a friend or with my wife in the car or whatever. But the last couple of years, I got back into music, and I've started writing songs again with a couple of friends. And I hope to continue that. And most of all, just continue my love for music, because it really is soothing. And I think it's a gift, that really helps a lot of different people get through hard things in life, and also helps us to enjoy things. It helps us to do things when we're celebrating, not just when we're sad or mad or angry or whatever. So yeah, continue loving the music. I guess it's kind of selfish, but that's what I want to do, because you have to take frequent breaks from politics and from what we do. I think Jay was saying it, or somebody was saying it. You got to get away from this stuff, man. It will destroy you mentally and spiritually.
Yeah.
So take frequent breaks away from social media, do things that you love to do, spend time with your family, and go on hikes, see the sun, and do those kinds of things, because that's what's really important. And then you can come back to this stuff and expose this stuff and do whatever, because you've got to stay healthy and sane. So yeah, music.
100%, dude. We've seen too many of our colleagues, fight this fight so hard that, they may have expired earlier than they might have otherwise. And I certainly don't want to be one of those people. I know none of you guys do. And we don't wish that for any of you out there watching this also, so take heart, especially if you're new to this stuff. If you're new to this stuff, it is so exciting. It's easy to be in it 24/7, especially with what's going on right now with the whole MAGA civil war and Candace and Kirk and all this fucking garbage. I mean, you got to have your music. Look at this, Odd Man Out. Check this out. This one even has a year on it. This is a fucking
nice
demo from 1992, just sitting here on my desk.
That's sweet.
Shout out to my homies in Pax Mortis right there. Freaking Placer County death metal, 1992. I'm similar with you, Odd Man Out. I've been sharing pictures with Based and Jay and Jamie and other people. Spore and I've been working on rebuilding a modernized stereo system that is tuned to play old physical media as well as new, streaming media. And the turntable is about to be integrated this week. And the records are all coming out. The CDs are all coming out. I mean, look at Odd Man's background there. He's got a lot of physical media on the wall right there. Yep, there it is. Look at that. He's got the collection, all the stuff back there. I mean, that's such a beautiful background, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. I mean, I've had some of these cassettes and CDs. The cassettes are literally, I hate to say it because it makes me old, but 30 plus years old.
Yeah,
man.
So,
and I got away from all that and, went to digital, but my son, he's 15, almost 16, and he's totally into cassettes and records, and he's dragging me to all these record stores now. And it's like, well, I've got to buy something here and there, so it's got me back into it. So yeah,
man,
really
it's
cool.
a good time for it. This is a good time for it. Yeah, so I love that. I love that you brought this this to the show. Let me go to Spore real quick with the second question here, which will round it out. Unless I missed anyone, someone tell me if I missed anyone. But Spore, one thing worth keeping or carrying forward.
Okay, so I had a really tough time. Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Okay. I had a tough time with this. But I love everything that everybody said because I feel like there's a culmination and I have sort of a two-parted answer. And it is one of the things that I have loved during this last year is and some people are going to hate me for saying this, but the AI and technology, the way that it has advanced and is amazing. I mean, and I guess the other side of that is, like listening to music and being in nature. Like, I feel like there needs to be, I guess, balance. Like, and that's something I'm going to be striving for in this next year is a balance between the nature and also enjoying the fact that we have tools like this. I mean, the way you just described upgrading our audio system, there's some brilliant things happening with technology. And there's also this like scary shit where it's like, I mean, I was going to mention it as an icebreaker earlier, but like the next earbuds, AirPods or whatever are going to be like able to read your brain waves. Like, I don't want any of that shit. But there is some amazing stuff that you can really do with technology these days. And I do feel like I appreciate it. But at the same time, I feel like I also want to appreciate how much we can do on our own without that.
Yeah, 100%. And what a strange year too. Like really the first year that a lot of people have checked the AI out and been like, okay, what is this about? What could I possibly do with it? I mean, everybody's sort of, some people, it's weird. There's a whole spectrum of people, right? It's like some people don't even know what the hell you're talking about if you're talking about AI, and other people are using it for, a dozen times a day or all day long.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trip.
Yeah, and I mean, just like for where I'm like so mixed up about this is like Bryan and I just were lucky enough to have a little extra money to buy a ping pong table and a trampoline and a pull-up machine for a garage. And like this is all like just like the physical stuff that like we're actually gonna have to like really reformat our garage to do. And on the other side, it's like I am so capable of taking advantage of just ChatGPT and Grok and Copilot and all that stuff for my 9-to-5er, that it's just like it's almost like too much to like try and figure out how to like lean one way or the other or how to balance it out. So I guess that's what I'm trying to bring into this next year is the balance.
All right, bringing the balance into next year. I like that. We were thinking about that the other night because we were talking about these new Meta AI glasses. Of course, it's strapping Bluetooth to your dome. That's not great for you and all that stuff. But like all that aside, you have the opportunity now to like, how can I say this? You have the opportunity now to embrace augmented reality, right? Like you can wear something that will allow you to speak, confluently with your AI and
it will play music in your ears.
Yeah, you can do all kind of shit for you. You can change the temperature in your house, whatever, and you can even have a digital overlay, an augmented reality overlay over a screen, which does all kind of stuff, gestures in front of your face to turn features on and off, like the camera and whatnot, and the AI and whatnot. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe this is I'm rabbit holing a little bit here, but I was talking to my buddy the other night. Shout out to Shredder if he's out there. But it's like you could go full Ted Kaczynski at this point, not full. You could go partial Ted Kaczynski at this point, meaning you could go off grid, right? You could live in a fucking cabin and do nothing but snail mail and have no Wi-Fi, none of that shit.
And that sounds fucking lovely, frankly. Like it does.
Well, it does to a lot of people, and a lot of people are doing it right now. A lot of people are trying it. It's one of those things. It's one of those escape the matrix tactics, right? Or you could try to go as far as you possibly could with allowing it in, knowing that, you know, hey, I might not even make it if I went off grid. There's only a matter of time until like it becomes like the Black Mirror episode Metalhead, and there's just, you know, drones kicking me out of the fucking forest.
Yeah, because you didn't pay your taxes or something. You
Yeah,
know, like
or
it's like
yeah.
literally like full circle to like our earlier conversation where it's like, okay, you can like fully dive into this shit, and then you're like literally like it's like Battlestar Galactica. Like
Right.
you know, it's like
There's an inflection point, but basically like what it is like it comes down to this, like, okay, if I want to stay in society and I don't want to have a Neuralink implanted into my brain, where do I draw the line? Like, okay, I'll do all your stupid IRS shit, I'll do all your stupid citizen shit, you know, I fucking have your real ID shit. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to be able to pay your taxes and get the fuck along. Like, you can't fuck around. Say you got 3 baby mamas and, you know, you got to have your fucking papers in order or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want to be a cyborg at the same time. Where do we draw the line? Do we draw the line at augmented reality wearables? Do we just carry Razor flip phones? You know what I mean? Like, there's a personal decision everyone's going to have to make. And I think I only bring it up because I think it's be interesting to see where people draw the lines as far as like how much technocracy they'll strap to their fucking face or whatever, right?
well, yeah, and it's like, I mean, if you're gonna draw the line at being like that type of person that's like out, you know, off the grid or whatever, like you're gonna buy like a 1984 Suburban or something, like there's like it's almost impossible to be off the grid, like you know, like it's just like
I want a 64 Willie like they put on the moon, man.
yeah, and if you are like a remote worker like we are, like you have to have internet to be able to do your work. Like it's like, I mean, we're stuck in this like, I don't know, we're kind of stuck in this reality where it's like you can't really choose one or the other. It's like you can try and balance it, and I guess that's all we can really do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the challenge right now, Spore. All right, thank you. Okay, so there's a third question. There's a third piece to this.
Let me get my second question in, Hesher, because I got some
one
positive.
thing
I'll start
worth
off with the
keeping
thing I
or
want to throw away,
carrying-
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Worth keeping or carrying forward.
Yeah, mine's personal. I started off with this year with 2 goals, and I accomplished my goals. And one was to get married. I got married, and the other was to publish a book. So I published my book, and my goal for this coming year, I think something I want to keep is I want to publish another book, and I want to make a baby. I want to be a dad, and I've wanted to be a father for a long time, and I hope that I can. I hope that, you know, God willing, that will happen. One thing I would like to keep for, you know, a trend I see is a positive trend towards Christianity, especially with many more people attending church. I mean, I've been a Christian my whole life, but I started attending Orthodox Divine Liturgy services, and I really do think that's the way to go. I mean, especially for people who don't go to church. I think that that Orthodox churches are exploding with new people coming into the church, and I think that is a very, very positive trend for the world. I think that people really need to create things. They need to. I want to keep that. I want to keep people. Keep that trend of people actually making things and not just being online and doing our things. But I would like people to really find what they are good at doing and to make stuff. I think that's really important, whether it's writing a book or, you know, building a house or making a family, and for people to get out there and go to church. So that's what I got. That's me. That's it.
Hesher muted.
You muted, dog.
Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks for that, Based, and congratulations on your successes this year, man. I mean, we go on and on about all the, you know, crap that's happened this year and stuff, but you know, there's a number of us in this room that have been very successful this year, and just I feel blessed, you know, personally. I personally feel blessed, even though this year, like, I look back on the doom scrolling and the Toxic Avenger dipping, and you know, that's all what it is. But overall, I feel blessed to be here with you guys today as we close out 2025 and all that stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of things to be thankful for this year, for sure. Like, you think about the media, you think about the narrative, and it's like, fuck this year. It's a dumpster fire. But I mean, look at this room. Someone out there clip a picture or a clip from this right now, and please post it to all of our IGs and shit, because this is fucking beautiful right here, what we got going on tonight. And that leads us to number 3 tonight. And I think this is going to be the cool part. And Ruckus, if you're listening, I hope you're feeling better. And I'm sorry you're not here for this part. And if you want to chime in the chat, I'm happy to read your answer to this one, to number 2 and number 3. Ruckus, if you're all right out there, I'm gonna have to drive over there and check on this guy after the show. But number 3 tonight for the end of year dumpster fire cleanup crew, because this is the whole point, right? This is not a recap show. Fuck recapping this year. This is a post-mortem. And what would a good post-mortem be without something that we can carry forward? So one thing future generations must be warned about is where we're going to leave our main, trifecta tonight. We started, if you're just joining us, we started with one thing from 2025 that we all want to throw in the dumpster. All right. You see the dumpster, you see it behind me, right? There it is.
Dumpster.
Throw shit in there. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to keep up with the chat very well tonight. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that too. Maybe we'll come full circle to that, but I'm just trying to keep my sanity here. Hey, Spore, could you bring me another shorty? I could use a shorty. So number 3, number 1 was one thing we want to throw in the dumpster. Number 2 was one thing worth carrying forward. We just wrapped that. Number 3, one thing future generations must be warned about. Baselit Analyzer, you're up.
Yeah, mine would be, I think that the watchword for this coming year, especially as far as art is concerned, art, film, and music and literature, is going to be authenticity. I don't like that word, but that's going to be the word. That's going to be the thing for this coming year, because people are going to yearn for something by a real human being. I think that language models and AI provide a certain, obviously make our lives easier, especially if you're an accountant, or you're in some sort of finance. They streamline your services. But I think that the danger is the sort of lackadaisical falling back on AI that's going to really change the way that we think about things, and especially the way that we create things. And I think that people are losing, especially young people are unaware of they lack the discernment to know when the thing is lying to you. So I think that it's important for future generations to seek out and search for things, to be interested, to be hungry for knowledge and for wisdom, especially from older people. And that also ties into something that Sam Hyde has talked about this for a long time, especially with younger people. I think that it is important to understand for future generations that it is more important to be slightly mediocre at something, but to be likable, than it is to be an expert, but to be a hateable person. And there are a lot of hateable people out there just through their sort of public behavior and through your personal interactions. And I think that interpersonal skills are going to be really, really important for people to learn how to talk to people and to make jokes and to be funny, to be likable, and to search for things that you're interested in. So that's what I would push for people to remember in the future.
I love it. That's a really, really good answer, man. I'm going to go to Jay and Jamie next. Jay, what do you think? One thing future generations should be warned about. I mean, that could almost be the subtitle of your website, your YouTube channel, and everything. But for 2025, what do you think, man?
Grifters and con men everywhere, so people don't have discernment. It would be really good for people to try to gain some discernment. I think that we've seen the explosion of grifters and con men everywhere, and that's probably just going to continue. I mean, just look at CoffeeZilla, whether you like him or not. Like, his channel is massive because there's all these scammers that he can constantly cover nonstop. So, I mean, we've seen scammer after scammer after scammer in media sphere. I'm sure that's going to continue. So I'd like to see people have discernment.
And what do you think, Jay, about, I've kind of been lamenting this on the show a little bit, but what do you think about this whole situation we're in now, where it's like, when you talk about discernment, it makes me think about this. Like, I mentioned on Sunday Wire this last couple of days ago that I'm feeling super fatigued with X in general. Just like, not only the whole MAGA civil war and, you know, the whole thing, all of the main milieu there, the themes and gists, like, it's like, it's hard to look away from when you start swiping, and it's hard to not click on things you know that you don't want the algorithm to think you're interested in. There's all this bait there. Even people like us, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I'm gonna unmute Nick Fuentes, I'm gonna unmute Candace Owens, I'm gonna unmute Tucker, I'm gonna unmute this. Oh, what's this? A bunch of alligators in the football field in Louisiana. And now I have to tap on it. And now I have to scroll for the part where it says at Grok, is this real? And then I have to read those and say, is this a really actually real footage? And then I read 5 or 6, and now I know that it's fucking fake. And I just went 3 levels and 18 taps into this and lost, 48 seconds of my life. And it's like every single fucking piece of media I look at now, the first thing I got to do is I got to unwrap the cellophane around it. It's okay. It looks nice. It looks neat. I'm gonna unwrap this one, unwrap it, and try to figure out if it's actual real footage or not. Like, to me, Jay, this is so fucking cool and so fucking tedious. I don't even know what to do. Like, I want to watch some AI slop. Like, I love Bigfoot and Yeti. I love Stephen Hawking riding a half pipe. I can't fucking help it. I watch those every fucking time, dude. And it's like, but then I'm trying to do my doom scroll, and this is fucking bullshit. I have this whole new 48 click step, 48 second step before I can even tell if what I'm looking at is real. What the fuck, dude?
Exactly. I don't know what to say to that, but I mean, it's like everybody's, yeah.
I would say like 50% of my X feed today was different parodies of Erica Kirk celebrating her husband's death. Like, it was like, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna like see if there's like any icebreakers or news that I could talk about on Boiler Room today. And like, it was 50. I mean, I don't think I'm exaggerating it. Like, they even had like this Madonna video from like 2 years ago where she's all dressed up in glitter and like, I don't know, looks like she's masturbating with a microphone or something like that, and like acting like it was Erica Kirk after.
Mine's all Hitler. Hitler and ghetto fights.
Jamie's got one, and I think we're gonna have to leave.
Jamie, all right, Jamie, over to you. We'll round you guys out here. One thing future generations must be warned about, and we'll let you two get out of here. And thank you two so much for being here tonight.
Okay, I'm going to contrast that with my favorite thing about 2025 and something I want to carry into 2025. We were lucky enough to be able to travel around a lot this year and see you guys in person. So we saw Hesher and Spore in person, and we saw BLA and his wife in person. And we had a really fun conference at our church where we saw a lot of people in person. So that was my favorite thing. And the warning would be to not let all of this technology isolate you. So just because you can like stay inside and get all the dopamine that you want from scrolling, it's very tempting to just like lock yourself inside and shut everybody out with your technology, but you have to get outside and see everybody in person.
I love that.
I do
love
too.
that.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie. It was so awesome to see you guys.
Yeah, it was really nice to hang out with you guys this year and last year. I love that we've been able to do that a couple of years in a row. And we were looking forward to having we have a bit of for those of you that are new out there, those of you that are legacy viewers, we have a normal meetup we do each year, and we weren't able to do that in 2025 or 2024. Yeah, good one. Based answer. Yeah. Absolutely. I love it. Yeah. So we're looking forward to doing more of that this year. Hopefully we're going to get together at Mystical Pharaoh's. I don't know. I'll ask him what to call this place. We'll just call it Getaway.
A compound.
I was going to say compound sport, but I didn't want to put words in his mouth. But yeah.
I guess I did. So.
And we've got something coming up in Arizona in 2026 and maybe something coming up in Texas right here in early 2026, perhaps. So we'll see. I don't want to tease too much because these things are always moving targets. But yeah, that's a great answer, Jamie. Thank you guys so much for everything you do and all of your output. Give shouts out to where people can find you and all that good stuff, and we'll let you jump on out of here.
Yeah, we are both on YouTube and jaysanalysis.com.
Twitter, everything under our names.
All right. Excellent. Yep. Just search their names. We'll have it linked on the show page as well. Thanks, you guys. Have a great night and Happy New Year, you two. We love you guys.
Happy New Year, you guys. Love you.
All right. There they go. Mystical Pharaoh. Let's go to Mystical Pharaoh next. He might be one of the next ones that has to jump out of here. Pharaoh, thoughts on anything that's been said so far, of course, and your one thing future generations must be warned about.
I think one thing I want to warn the future generation about, and even current generation, not just future generation, is falling prey to the partisan crap and propaganda that,
like the partisan stuff.
The partisan stuff.
Yeah,
right?
gotcha.
That,
Yep.
that basically mainstream media and the government keeps really pumping into everybody's brain to keep us divided. I think moving forward, really, any future for this nation needs to be done by unity of people on common grounds, and really rejecting hateful, not ideologies, but hateful political crap that they kept pushing on us, right, to keep us divided. So don't fall into this, and that's what I would say. I'll try to warn them about.
I like that. Nice and simple. Absolutely. I'd like to throw going and seeing some shows out there as well. Deborah D7171. Yep, I got up to see 17 metal shows this year. No auto tune or AI. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. We got out to as many as we could see this year too. We hit a number of really fun shows. We saw Cannibal Corpse, we saw Carcass, we saw Meshuggah, we saw Mayhem, we saw Imperial Triumphant, we saw Acid Bath, we saw Mastodon. We had a great time this year going.
Damn, you had a hell of a year, man.
Dude, it was good.
Crazy.
It was the best year since before the pandemic for shows for Spore and I. We had an absolute blast going to shows, finding new bands that we liked and stuff like that. Like much like Odd Man Out, we spent a bunch of time this year upgrading our musical experience and getting back to our roots, when it came to musical stuff. So that's been super fucking fun. Let's see here. Sam, you're next. Sam Chaney of Weaponized News. If you're not following Weaponized News, the links will be on the show page. You should do so, especially if you like to know things about what goes on day to day. You want a keen eye. You want to see Ruckus pop in there once in a while. weaponized news is your spot. Sam, what do you think, man? One thing future generations should be warned about. This is a benchmark moment in the boiler room here. We've got one of the biggest rooms we've ever seen before. We've got all our colleagues in here that could make it tonight. Shouts out to those who couldn't, and Happy New Year to you folks. But what do you think, Sam? What do we want to warn future generations about?
We're warning future generations about the social engineers know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what a big part of what all you guys are talking about. Yeah, unplug, touch the grass, go to the mountains, whatever, hug a tree, all that stuff. But yeah, the social engineers know what they're doing. They gave us the internet and social media to give us those dopamine hits, and social engineers to mind control us. And so break the mind control by going outside, touching the grass, and hugging a tree. And that's what I want to tell the future generation.
That one's huge, man. That one is absolutely huge. Spore, if you want to jump back in, you can. I know you want to answer this one as soon as you can. Until you get here, let me go to Johnny Vedmore. Johnny, what do you think, man? This is a big one. This is where we light the candle or slash the grass. I'm not really sure which, but what do you think? What do you want to warn future generations about?
Complicated. I definitely got. I bought something.
You're bouncing in and out. You're bouncing in and out there a little bit.
Bouncing in and out. Can you hear me?
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, close is best.
So here you go. Here there is an all-seeing police eye there from the 2012 Olympics. That's that was always coming, man. That should have warned us about what the problem would be in the future. The problem was always going to be that we're going to be watched constantly, and we're going to partially enjoy being watched, and it's almost going to be alien to us as well. Like the decisions that get made in the future are going to be hard to understand. So getting rid of that will allow people to make human decisions again. But there's another thing. I mean, I was because I would echo everything Baselet analyzes, but I think the future is extremely complicated. I think authenticity is something you've got to present alongside whatever you use everything to do. You need to show you're working. You need to show the truth. You need to show what you do to people. People cannot think that you are something you are not. You have to show yourself to be what you are. And that is hard for people to understand, because a lot of the time people want to be bigger than they are, want to be more than they are. And I can tell you from years of being a lyric writer, from being a songwriter, from having loads of tracks. Some of the tracks I wrote in the past, years gone by, say 30 years ago, 25 years ago, that I've got on cassette, that I've transferred over to other things. I've been able to save those in certain ways nowadays with technology that makes me go, wow, that's quite amazing. That's, the future has bright. So there's points where I'm like, I when I started making with synth, it was a real complicated. I had always played on guitar, and when I started making music with literally like a keyboard, that freaked me out at the start. But that's been going on since the 70s, the 80s, 90s. Yeah, it still felt like cheating. I only started doing it in about 2018. Still felt like cheating compared to playing the guitar. There has to be authenticity. Is something that I don't think future generations will often have. But whatever happens is the point where with all technology, it has to be good input, get good output. That's with analog and with digital. And there's going to be balance for it all. I'm not a Luddite, but I'm also not, I'm not a technocrat. And I know I'm going to have to exist somewhere in between. But whatever happens, you have to live in the real world. You can use and do whatever and live your life whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to walk down your street, know every single person in your community, give every person love, and know that the people who live next door to you and the people who are around you are the most important people, and not to get caught up in all of this, not to end up, the doom scrolling. I just don't do it anymore. I had to say, what's the point? It just makes me angry all the time. and I want to go out and spend time with my community. I want to go out and, I often do my work at the local cafe, and I know everybody around me. And, I don't want to feel like, I don't feel necessarily religious, but I do feel like if you live a good life, if you work honestly, do whatever you believe a God would want you to do, your path unfolds in front of you, whether you like it or not, and you see your path and you move forward, and that means you're on God's path. You're walking towards whatever, and that path isn't full of technology, it's full of other things that make you someone else. It makes you still have to have the core of you has to be authentic. So I echo that, man. And the world of AI that future generations will experience, that will be almost alien to humanity, and I think there'll be a big want to return to.
Yeah, man. I like that. Let's see here. Technoir Graphics, what's up, homie? Says Johnny, you should meet up with the poet Dr. Martin Shaw. All right, we're all writing that down right now. And Johnny, what you just said, I gotta say, shouts out to one of my buddies, my buddy Buck. He hit me up recently and told me that, and he's similar to you and Odd Man, he's a musician. He's sort of a multi-talented sort of person. He likes to do poetry and write music and stuff like that. And he said to me the other night, he said, dude, have you ever heard of like AI assisted production? And I was like, no, I don't understand that. I know what AI music is. I know people can make music from putting a prompt in, and I think that's kind of gay. And he was like, well, check this out, bro. He was like, if you have some musical acumen, and you can write a melody or a riff or a set of lyrics, or if you're a drummer and you only know how to drum a drum beat, but you can imagine what your bass player, your singer, and your guitar player would be doing, you can use like certain AI programs and hand it, your best version of your song. And all of a sudden he showed me, he was like, he showed me his raw song that he wrote, and it was just, the guitar parts and the lyrics and a rough recording of the lyrics. And he uploaded it to the system, and he said, hey, I'm looking for a producer that sounds, sort of similar to this guy. I'm looking for a guitar player that sounds sort of similar to this guy. This part I want to be in a 4/4. This part I want to be in a some sort of quadratic or whatever. You could just, sky's the limit. 10, 30 prompts later, the AI spits out something that you actually wrote, but it sounds like it was produced by, someone who produces for the Stones or something like that. So that was an immediate moment for me where I was like, oh shit, I went from that person that at the beginning of this conversation that said, no, AI music is gay, to the person that said, holy shit, you could never afford the Rolling Stones producer, but you actually wrote that song, and it actually understands your vocal pattern, and it reproduced your vocal pattern, and now I'm in this new wilderness where it's like, is this gay? Is this lame? Is this fucked up? Or is this amazing?
I got to tell you, I've gone through a load of this because I did the Jeffrey Epstein podcast, the musical, and in what people think is that you've written in just a prompt and suddenly boom, everything appears, but that's not the way it was at all. In actual fact, I used loads of my podcast themes from the past that I'd written, that I had created myself, I've recorded myself, I've put them up, and I've kind of it synthesizes, allows me to do whatever I want with it. That becomes like an everything machine. That means that it's my music, come from my music. I then am able to write, and I sent a couple of the original, I was going to record that podcast just as a speaking bit, so it was going to be there's Leslie Wexner speaking, and it was going to be Jeffrey Epstein speaking. But I was just able to, the way I write, the way I know how to write lyrics, to write something that's really comprehensive, clever, concise, gets a point across to people. And I had to deal with then my own emotions, my own feelings about using AI. And that was really hard for me. It became down to an argument in my head, which, like, I synthesize, I'm writing the tunes. Some of these songs is literally what I'm inputting is entire band, entire structure, song structure in, and then I'm adding over all lyrics that I write myself. Some of it I'm saying, some of it I'm singing, some of it reproduces almost exactly word for word in exactly with inflection and everything. That's not me just writing a prompt. Now, you've got to come to terms with the fact that synthesization of sound, synthesis of sound, is something that's way more complicated than than just like the one extreme or the other extreme. What I think is authenticity will come out within the spectrum of tools that you use, because it's good input in, good output. That really is. And I really mean, I've been able to save some of the most important songs from the past. I played with an entire band with a guitarist I don't speak to anymore. We're not on speaking terms. I've been able to save a load of that music, sometimes just only on one track, and reproduce it in ways that is just completely mind-boggling.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you have to rethink this if you're a musician, or if you know someone like I just described, or what Johnny just described, if that resonates with you. Or, it's like, okay, we know it's garbage in, garbage out, but if it's treasure in and then upgraded, that's a whole different fucking story.
Don't lose yourself.
One of the differences between music and other art forms is that what makes music brilliant is usually the mistakes. It's the flaws, either in the recording process or especially in vocals. And you see this with AI recording vocals that are exactly on beat. And great lyrics and great music are usually recorded, are usually understood as lyrics that move around notes. It's usually this is sort of something that we get from jazz, where lyrics are kind of between the notes and around the notes. And I think that one of the things with especially like electronic music is that Pro Tools and arpeggiators, and we get different technology that enhances music production. It's been happening for a long time, but we're going to get to a point where we have this sort of meta flaw built into it, where the music is so perfect, and then the AI has to create synthetic flaws to make it sound authentic. And so I think and one of the reasons that with young people right now, there's a huge explosion in shoegaze, and like new metal is really big. Shoegaze, anything with instruments and instrumentation is really big, because they don't have the discernment that older people have as far as growing up with real instruments. And young people who are born like in 2007 are born at the start of the huge EDM explosion, which has really given way to something totally synthetic and contrived as far as music is concerned. So they're looking for something, like we were saying, like authentic. And I think that's going to continue. But the danger is that you have this sort of split between, like what Johnny was saying, with your sort of a Luddite approach to music, which ends up being it really, in the end, it doesn't matter. The big circles are good and bad. And I think that the human ear is especially discerning when it comes to things that are fake, not just for fake's sake, but in terms of whatever the music is trying to convey. And I think that's going to be one of the signposts for the future. So.
Yeah, I would maintain that one of the reasons young people are gravitating towards, like you mentioned, new metal, that one in particular, I got to give a shout out to Ross Robinson. He's the man that produced a lot of the most popular new metal albums that, if you even consider new metal a genre, apparently it has to be now. I was always kind of opposed to that, but we'll put that aside. That's for the music nerds and the audiophiles. But Ross Robinson did like Slipknot, Deftones, Limp Bizkit, a whole bunch of bands, and
hugely popular now again.
Oh, hugely popular. And you kids may not know this, but Ross used to like get in those guys' fucking faces. Like they would all be in their party and getting fucked up, and he would be listening to the music. He would be listening to the sonic things that they were doing and suggesting parts that needed to be, you know, this or that, toned down, toned up, whatever. And he would do fucked up shit to them. Like there's stories from some of those recordings where he would be throwing plants at those guys while they were playing, like Joey Jordison sitting there trying to play like People Equals Shit, and his producer is literally winging a fucking terracotta pot at his head, you know, to keep him on point, to keep him, you know, paying attention to that crazy BPM that he's doing right there or something like that. But like, and I could say the same about Marilyn Manson's Antichrist Superstar. Just weird stuff going on in the studio, all like a combination of digital and analog stuff that would make, you know, boomers vomit if they were trying to figure out like, what are these guys doing? They're like throwing pieces of balonies at you know, at sluts' butts in the other room, and this guy's like playing an Iron Maiden solo backward through the pickup of his guitar and trying to make a track out of that on the album. That's why kids love that shit. You don't understand it because you didn't like read all the articles and weren't there when all this shit was happening. But these are like the era from like 1993 to like 2005. The recordings were a perfect blend of analog and digital. And some people were going all digital. Some people were trying to stay all analog. And you had this huge thing. And I'm saying all this because now we're at the same place. Like what Johnny was just talking about and what, you know, I'm trying to say here is like, there's some red line in the sand as it pertains to artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, robotics, et cetera, the tech bro stuff. But there's also this other realm that's opened up to us, you know, and if you're an investor, holy fuck, you know, those guys in that picture that Ruckus showed you, invest in those guys. I mean, you pretty much can't go wrong. They've been endorsed by Israel. They've been endorsed by the United States. They've been endorsed by Wall Street. They've been endorsed by the security agencies. Many of them have security clearances. Some would wager. I mean, I don't know.
Got mic drop.
That's always my question: is how do I profit off?
Let me go to Sumo and Kavi, and then Oddman out on this because I know Sumo and Oddman are both musicians. Also, we got a lot of musicians in the room tonight.
I mean, that's very generous,
dude. Your Britney Spears cover is etched on my mind forever, dude. All About That Bass. Like I just bought a subwoofer and I was singing your version of All About That Bass.
See, I couldn't do that. I completely went out of my head the moment to call me a musician is to be extremely generous and insulting to all musicians. I have some instruments I pluck around with, and I occasionally write silly lyrics too. You know, but speaking of AI, I am, you know, I'm much more of in this field of writing. Not really by choice; it just sort of happened. Everyone check out my Substack, by the way. It's very good. I would say maybe it's the best writing being done in the world right now. But that's a big claim. It's a big claim, but I think I can back it up in a lot of ways. But I
second the motion.
Yeah. So and I've seen the AI. You know, AI is all over people writing stuff now. I don't. It's everywhere. I have not used it at all, and I don't find that it enhances anything I want to say in any way when I you know, there's nothing, I don't find anything good in it in writing. But music's a bit different because music doesn't intrinsically mean anything. Like words mean things, but sounds, it's open for interpretation in a lot of ways. So maybe it's a different ball game. I don't know. I would probably, I mean, it's kind of a moot point. We can argue about whether or not we should. It's going to happen. There's going to be mostly AI music going forward. or heavily AI augmented music, whether you
Well,
want it to or not.
I got served. I will admit, as much as I am an analog physical media fan and boy, I also do streaming, and I also mess with Spotify because I find it intriguing to me as an audiophile and a music collector that someone CIA someone has come up with an algorithm that I actually agree with. I've tried everything aside from managing my own music collection my whole life, ever since digital became a thing. I've integrated Napster. I've integrated Audio Galaxy. I've integrated Apple Music. I've integrated every fucking thing you could possibly think of. I've tried Pandora. I've tried everything, right? Satellite radio. Oh, satellite radio was very intriguing. This will be good, right? Stern's there.
SoundCloud was awesome in like 2014.
SoundCloud, yeah.
But then
Spent a lot of time on SoundCloud. Got a big SoundCloud account. All of them. I've done every single fucking one. The only one that has ever, quote unquote, known me well enough to like satisfy me is the CIA software, Spotify.
Yeah,
Many
that's great.
people-
I love Spotify.
Right? It's great.
It's great.
I got banned off Spotify for COVID. Fuck
course you
Spotify.
did.
Fucking hate those bastards.
I love me some Sam Chaney. That's all I gotta say. Somehow we were broadcasting out to Spotify during that, and a lot of our episodes got shadow banned, disappeared, and that kind of stuff. We did 178 episodes in 2020, and it was like
No,
a
they
daily-
deleted my account.
dude. They didn't do that
Like,
to us.
They
I don't know
literally
why.
Deleted me with no email, no nothing. Just one day there, next day you're gone.
Wow.
That's how they did me.
That's dirty. That's dirty. I know it's a dirty corporation. Don't get me wrong. I know all these ones I've mentioned are dirty corporations. I've tried Tidal. I like lossless audio, all that shit. I don't know. I don't know what
Because
my-
I got on there when it was Anchor, right? And
Yeah.
Anchor, Anchor was like one of the first ones where you could shoot it out to everywhere.
Yep.
All these different platforms. And Spotify was one of them. And I didn't even care about Spotify. I was like, oh, I'm going to Apple, all these, right? I forget how many, 5 or 8 or whatever, 10 different podcast channels.
Right.
And anyway, I got banned off them all. Fuck them all. They're fucking pieces of shit. I'm right. They're fucking liars.
100%, dude. And their terms of services are bullshit. They're not interpretable. They're nothing.
No, I was right. I'm not selling conspiracy theories.
No.
Everything I say is verifiable fact, and they can't handle it. Google sent me an email. I'm sorry to go off on this, but it still burns me up, man. What they did to me, not only me, but a lot of people. But they sent me an email. We're banning you. I'm still trying to get back in good graces because to do any kind of business on the internet, you got to have a Google account. Anyhow. They said for cyberbullying, the World Health Organization, we're not going to do business with you. We're removing ads from your website. Your YouTube's banned, and we stole all the money in your AdSense account. By the way, and no access to anything. And they did that across the board to me, and this shit still burns me, right? These motherfuckers burn me so bad. And anyway, I'm still trying to dig my way back up to have any kind of anything. I know I'm shadow banned into fucking nothing. It just pisses me off still. But I'm still right. You know what I mean? So whatever,
Yeah.
dude. I've been right. I ain't lying. Throwing down the facts of the matter about COVID. That's what got me, right? Because I was like, oh, let's look at the data. What's really going on here? I don't care about, you know what I mean? Breaking it all down like that. And nope, can't have that. Even though 100% proven right now today. You know what I mean? But they literally burned my digital store to the ground. I had a digital storefront. They burned it to the ground. Terrorism, right? And not just
Sam,
me, but a lot of people. A lot of people. And we're never going to get any kind of recompense for that. We're not. You know what I mean?
No.
And it took me like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years to build all those channels up, all those revenue streams, right? And so literally burning my digital business to the ground, and I have no recourse. It's
Sam,
just, I'm sorry to be ranting about this,
no.
but this shit burns at me because I'm like looking at my media channels now. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like up to being monetized, but I'll never even get the views because I'm so shadow banned. And it's like because I got monetized again on YouTube, but like, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow.
No, dude, I'm
just bitching about being online, so I guess unplug and fuck it, right?
Well, dude, that goes back to the first question of the night. Something you want to throw in the fucking dumpster. Something I'd like to throw in the dumpster is motherfucking stale, old ass shadow bans. Could we like just back up to fucking question number 1 right here for a second? Like, I have an ACR_radio account that I treasured that was deleted in 2020 or 2019 even. I think we were actually deleted pre-COVID on that one. Never got it back. That was under Dorsey's Twitter. I requested both that from Dorsey's Twitter and Musk's Twitter to come back. I know so many people that have fucking Twitter accounts that have been fucked over, and so many, and it's like the only thing that changed.
Hesher. I've been working to build Weaponized News brand for 15 years, and Google delisted me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dude.
I do because they delisted
for being correct, for being 100% factually correct. They can't prove me wrong, and so that's why they said, fuck you, you're gone, right?
Yeah, you were
right. It's like, fuck you guys, man. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's like what they're essentially saying without saying it is that you were part of the destruction of X, Y, and Z narratives, and you're now being treated punitively.
Cyberbullying the World Health Organization is exactly what they said. At least Google sent an email. None of the other platforms even sent me an email.
I didn't get. At least you got an email. I didn't get any fucking. I didn't get any fucking emails. I had to wait until the Twitter files came out to discover that our colleague.
I never got banned from Twitter. That was the only big tech platform that I didn't get banned through COVID from. Facebook, YouTube, Google, Spotify, all of those, but not because I've spoken code for like 2.5 years. If I wanted to talk about stupid ass COVID, which is of course everybody, we're in the freaking lockdown and all this other bullshit, as everybody knows.
Dude, we tried that. We tried the code talking, and all that did was make it so that you didn't get banned completely. You just got shadow banned. You'd get 2 views if you had 2,000 followers. Otherwise, yeah.
Honestly, the old Twitter, I did way better. The new X is just total garbage.
Totally.
Oh, it's so awful. It's so bad. All right, let's see. Let me just round this out before we start going too far off the rails here. Let me go to Kavi real quick and then Odd Man Out. Kavi, one thing future generations must be warned about. What do you think?
I would say that nobody is coming to save you. Like so many people are sitting there waiting for like Daddy Trump to come and save them, or the next politician or whoever, and nobody's
or the Pope
or
whoever. Yeah,
you're gonna have to do it yourself.
Yeah. All right, good one. Yeah, self-reliance, and that one's hard, man, because that goes back into like, okay, if it's all on me, then it's on me, and I need to focus on myself, my family, and my community, right? And
exactly.
It's like that. That's a hard rubric to like unlock. It's like, how do I meld? How does a social reject with such weird, nuanced like views and like oppositions to identity politics interface with the community? Like, I've talked to a lot of people that watch and listen who've like gone this route and then been
baked brownies, dude.
Baked brownies.
Baked
all right.
Brownies.
Yeah.
And you hand them out as your icebreaker, right? And then there you go.
Bake brownies and don't engage in the identity politics. All right, that's
There
a
you
good
go.
one.
And don't talk about politics. Yeah.
Right.
And just say everybody here could agree that we're taxed too much, right? Come on.
Right.
Unless they're like hardcore commies, socialists, then everybody could agree that, yeah, hell yeah, we're taxed too damn much.
Right. Keep it simple, stupid. Let's stick with the simple stuff.
You know, Hesher, I think I've done this pretty well integrating into my local community. The way I've done it is I've become the village crazy person. Like all this winter, I've walked around with a full Santa coat and Santa hat on. I went to the store, the post office. I'm just Santa Claus. You know, and people come up to me, and we'll talk, and I just go off straight away when I'm talking with someone like at a party or something. I say, you know, I'm not sure the earth is moving. And then that just sets the tone. And there's no anger. I'm just like, yeah. And then they'll say something like, I wonder if that's true. And, you know, I just move on as a joyous, rambunctious person going through the world. And it's worked pretty well. It only doesn't work if you take it seriously and think that, I don't know. I found a lot of purchase with this approach. I found a lot more people are open to things I have to say. If I come off with if you come up with like, this is a problem we got to fix, then everyone's in defensive mode. But if you're just like, I don't know, you know, this is weird. It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know. So I don't know. I'm wearing a green Santa hat right now. I prefer the German outfit myself, but.
That one's in vogue this year. You can do that. That's okay.
In the summer, I was wearing a tropical, like flamingos captain's hat just around town. I had people call me Captain.
There you go. Captain Sumo.
Yeah, well, I went by Captain Fun for a while.
All right. Captain Fun works. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of how I deal with my community here. I live in a small city, and I feel like, I pretty much know everybody in the city where I live, everybody. Of course, I teach, so I teach the kids of adults that I taught years ago for 20 years now. And I think that it's important to be out there, to go to things, and to go to places where people work, and to, be a visible person, and to really listen to people and talk to people, and to I guess to be real with people, and to have a backbone, to know that people can't step on you, but also to be kind to people. Kindness goes a long way. Not just being a nice person, but to be a kind person who remembers people's names and remembers what they do. I think it's I pride myself on knowing everything about people and remembering everything that they do. So when they, when they've had children, or when they have had some sort of success or whatever, and to know people's names and to remember those things, that goes a long way. People remember you. And it turns out that, when you live in a small place and people want to do things for you. You go in the grocery store, people want to buy your groceries and stuff. And I think that's, especially if you're a person who's completely different from I live in a place with a lot of poverty and a lot of crime, very high crime, Title I area, a lot of people who are struggling. And so I think it's important to be kind of visible and be around and to listen to people and know people.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me switch over to Odd Man Out here, the rabbit hole aficionado. So what do you think, man, as far as like warning labels for the future? Like, we've seen a lot this year, right? We've seen normalization of censorship, some insane examples of that coming out of the European Union right now in the UK. We've seen a lot of just absurd institutional gaslighting, right? We've seen psychological warfare infiltrating the podcast sphere, if you will. We've seen this whole technological dependency without any accountability, and it's led us to this point of cultural fragmentation, I think. So your comments on the music stuff, the AI stuff, and ultimately your warning for the future, considering what we've seen this year. Still don't hear you.
Check. Can you hear
There
me
we go. Gotcha.
Yeah, we got
Not sure what was going on there. As far as the AI goes, yeah, I've got mixed feelings about that. At first, of course, I was very apprehensive about it. But like you guys were saying, if it could do something like help you produce, I would be open to that, because just dealing with, small time producers when I was in the band, it was such a horrible pain in the butt, because you never knew what they were going to do. They were always like filling your head full of all these different hopes and saying they're going to produce the best album. You guys are going to be this, you guys are going to be that. And it was just a total pain in the butt. So if it would be more professional just to have somebody, have AI do it correctly instead of having that human flaw there. But, and quick, I just want to say quickly too, because somebody said something about Ross Robinson. So I have one little brief kind of brush with somebody popular who went on to produce so many great records. His name's Nick Raskulinez. And if you look him up, and I'm not sure exactly how you spell that, but he has produced so many great records, from Danzig to, I think, Queens of the Stone Age so many bands. And he was in this little studio when we were in a band in Seymour, Tennessee. It was called Underground Studio, but it was in this guy's basement, and we recorded like 3 or 4 demos with this guy. And Nick was just kind of like his aide. He was training with him, and somehow he went on to be like this huge producer. And he probably wouldn't even remember me because we only talked a couple of times. But going on to, as far as what I would warn the future generations about, I think I would choose Christian Zionism, because it's such a plague on humanity. And I think that we got to get rid of that, because it's bad doctrine, and it's political, and it's just ruined so many different things that hopefully people will, a lot more people are seeing through it and actually understanding that it's a relatively modern invention. And yeah, I want it to go. Bye. See ya.
All right. Nice one there. All right. Shout out to St. Basil. Sorry, dude. Sorry if you ended up on a ban list. I may have mistaken you for a Hasbara troll. If you're not that, I apologize. I just can't find the buttons to undo it. So I'm sorry. Didn't realize you were St. Basil the Great over there, and I will write down your name and try to go unfuck that after the show. Okay, are you happy? I wanted to give you a shout out. Okay, I didn't mean to fuck you over there. It's hard to manage 10 guests and this many chats at the same time across 4 platforms, as well as keep track of what the fuck I'm doing. So we're just glad you're here. Yeah, you don't need to shut up now. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. Unleash the beast inside. Be your authentic self. Enjoy yourself. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Odd man out. I appreciate that. That was the answer that we needed to hear. And let's see. Did I forget anyone? Did we actually round out all 3 of our primary questions with everybody tonight? That's pretty damn awesome. Wow.
Well, Ruckus. We lost Ruckus.
We lost Ruckus. Ruckus, are you right? Send us a chat if you're all right.
I did send him a message on that.
Yeah. I may have to drive up there and check on him after the show. Let us build guilds, fam. What up, Tech Noir? Thank you. That's a good one.
Yeah,
All
guilds
right.
as opposed to collectives, which is what Norm used to call commie gobbledygook.
Right? Collectivism, if at all possible. Absolutely. All right, final go round. Let's host the off ramp here. The cleanup isn't about erasing history here. It's not about inheriting lies, right, my friends? We just want to burn what needs to be burned. We want ashes where ashes belong, and we would like a calmer, more saner 2026, but no fucking promises. All right. Okay. All right. No promises. Baselit analyzer. As we go around the room, I'll start with you. Saved rounds, final thoughts. Anything about our controlled demolition of 2025 here tonight that you would like to throw out there?
No, I'm ready for the next year. I'm ready for a positive year here for creating stuff. And I want to give a shout out to everybody here. Thanks again, Hesher and Spore. Shouts out to Johnny Vedmore. Had a great time on your shows this year. Those were really fun, especially destroying Jason Bermas in those quiz shows.
Oh, it was you did.
No.
You?
Shouts out to Odd Man Out, to Kavi, and of course to Sam Chaney right there. Hey, listen, guys, thank you so much. Hesher, you've been doing this for a long time, and you were talking about covering stuff all the way up through Uvalde. It's been a lot. It's been everybody who's been here, especially as a viewer, as I was for many years, knows, what all this stuff means. And I really hope to meet up with people in real life, to keep on doing that for this coming year. I think that's really important, to have a real life physical, meetups and to hang out. It's really important to hang out and to go beyond just talking on the show and stuff. I appreciate your friendship and appreciate everybody out there, especially in the chat. Shouts out to Technora Graphics, my really good friend, and also to Seraphim Goose. Haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you, guys. Please buy my book, Runes. It's available on Amazon. It's poems about Imperial Rome, the Third Reich, and paramilitary Northern Ireland. And I'll be working hard for this coming year. So thanks, everybody. Really appreciate
All right.
it. God bless.
Man, congratulations again on everything this year. It's been a great year. Great based year, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the other side, man. It'll be a few days before you get your next invite. We'll see you here in the boiler room. All right. Whoops, there he goes. I was trying to, there we go. All right, you're back. Johnny Vedmore, saved rounds, final thoughts, anything you want to throw in there, anything you want to bolt on to what's been said, go for it, and tell people where to find you. Also, it's there on the screen if you're watching. It's newspace.com.
Loads of things, like 2020 wild. I think the conversation in this amazing.
Closer to the mic, Johnny.
Yeah, you're fading a little bit.
I don't even know why that's happening.
There you go.
Give me a sec. Oh, I got a wire going. So anyway, basically the 2025 has been wild. 2026 is likely to be really wild as well, but it's like keeping your feet on the ground, not getting too indulgent in the doom stuff. Getting out and being around your community is such a good message. I really mean like a super good message. That is one of the best things. And what base I will say the same thing. I know every single person in my community. I choose to play my music out loud wherever I go, out of a very loud speaker. I sing a lot. I sing to people. I sing with people. I have a great time. I go around and I know absolutely everyone. I think that's massively important as they make our fifth generation warfare comes in, as our minds get attacked more and more. We've got to come back down to the ground, and the ground, get our feet back on the ground. And that means fun, love, being around people you love, being around things that actually grow you as a person, and not being too worried about the fact they're going to eat our brains, because they can eat our brains whether we like it or not. Don't make no difference. May as well enjoy yourself, have a good time. Don't forget your loved ones and live in the real world, but enjoy. Don't be scared. Don't feel guilty about experiencing everything in life that's good. Go out there and do good work. Be a nice person. You can find me on newspace.com. Come watch my most recent podcast. There's a massive one coming up. Really big one. I mean, really big one. An expose I've been working on about 5-6 years. That relates to Robert Maxwell's spy ring in the UK. Honestly, it's going to be just mind blowing. So I'm always up to stuff. And thank you for having me. Thank you to all these people, the people on this show, and a lot of them have been on Truth Bomb and have made my past year possible. So I love it. I love it.
Hey, man. I love you, buddy, and I really appreciate everything you do. Thanks for having me on Truth Bomb. I loved it. Tech Noir says, Johnny, use a Kang, come to Florida, broski. So if you want to go to Florida or Texas, we got you, buddy.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
See you all later.
Hey, you know what? And if you do come to Florida or Texas, we will make damn sure The Vatican is not fucking following you around and shit like that, dude. All right.
Oh
Okay?
man, what can you
Got
do?
your back.
Opus Day. You got Opus Day. That's what's probably gonna happen next. Don't worry about me. I got to deal with my own Vatican people. What can I do? Run away from them.
Johnny, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Johnny.
Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year
All
to all
right.
of you.
There he goes. That's Johnny Vedmore right there. Over to Kavi. Kavi, you're next, man. We'll let you punch out of here. Saved rounds, final thoughts, anything you want to throw out there before we close it out?
Just that I think 2026 is going to get increasingly more insane. So look forward to that. Again, nobody's coming to save you. Unplug, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, you can check out the Mystical American Patriot Society. The website is mapsoc.org, mapsoc.org. Links to listen on whatever platform you want are there. All the information, everything is there. And yeah, thanks for having me. Pretty much everyone here I've kind of been following for years now, and it's kind of wild to be on a show here with all of you. So
Hey,
thank
man.
you.
Thank you so much for following us and just being part of what's going on here. And thank you so much for what you do and what Sumo does over there at MapSoc. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's one of our favorite shows. That's why it's part of alternatecurrentradio.com. So thanks for being here, man. Happy New Year. And we'll look forward to collaborating more in 2026, regardless of whether anyone's coming to fucking save us or not.
Sounds good.
All right. There goes Kavi, everybody. Odd man out. Over to you, man. Saved rounds, final thoughts. Anything you want to throw out there for this final episode of Boiler Room for 2025?
Well, I just want to thank you, Hesher and Spore and Ruckus. You know, you guys gave me a shot. You put me on the network, and who knows, man? I mean, at least half my listeners come from Alternate Current Radio. They're social rejects. So thank you to all the social rejects for putting up with me, because sometimes I don't put stuff out on a regular basis because I'm so busy. But I have got a lot of shows planned, and I finally, after all these years, figured out how to really do show notes beforehand to make things flow better. So I've got at least 10 shows, the show notes ready to go. It's just a matter of recording them and doing the editing. But I'm still into it. My heart's still into it. And I'm trying to get better as I go and become more professional and to try to make things more easily digestible for people. And I'm going to try this year to get more into doing shorts, like short videos and clips and stuff, because I know it's kind of where things are headed, to try to whet people's appetites on learning this stuff, because it can get heady and it can get overwhelming. But again, I want to thank all of you guys, all the social rejects, everyone that's been here tonight in the boiler room. And it's been a real blessing to just be a part of this. And I don't want to be a stranger and be a hermit like I've been the last couple of years. So that's one of my goals for this year, is to reach out to people and do more shows with people, and just, not kind of wallow in my own self-pity and not kind of like just be depressed about the situation that life is in and the world is in. I want to try and do my own to make it a little bit better, and to reach out to like-minded individuals like you guys and conversate and talk about things. And I think that we help a lot of people. And even though we might get discouraged because we're shadow banned and we may not get the listeners and the watchers that we want at times, the people that do pay attention, they really pay attention, and they kind of depend on us. And they're not just listeners or viewers, they're our friends, and they help us. They send us information that helps us to do shows, and they give us encouragement that keeps us going. So just want to say, God bless everyone out there. And I hope that you all have a great 2026.
Yeah, man. Great words. I really appreciate that. And yeah, one thing about alternate current radio is, we're not a place where it's like, oh, you didn't show up this week, or oh, you didn't show up on time. Fuck that, man. We want normal people doing normal things, dealing with normal life stuff. And if that means we don't hear from you for, a few weeks or a month or a year, I don't give a fuck. The door's always open, man. Like I'm I'm so sick of these people that are just like I have, producers and bookers and shit that just text me all the time. Are you taking interviews? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And I'm just like, and this is, someone might say, oh, you're complaining about that? What the fuck is wrong with you? But I mean, honestly, after like almost 3 years of doing TNT and interviewing 6 people a day, and knowing how that ecosystem works, it's like, no, my shields are up this year. I'm sorry. My friends who know my phone number and who know how to get a hold of me, they'll get a hold of me when they need to get a hold of me. That's the beauty of alternate current radio. And that's also one of the curses of alternate current radio, because it's like, listeners and viewers expect things to come out at lightning speed, to go in the speed of the doom scroll, and we're like, no, we're real fucking people over here. We got real fucking families, real fucking financial things going on, and yeah, we got real fucking opinions too, and we'll get those to you when we can, and we appreciate those of you that care enough to like understand that we're actual people with actual lives, and that, yeah, we don't have 2 executive producers and 5 line producers and 4 lawyers and 9 subscriptions to every different AI at the high, you know what I mean? Like people just don't understand what it is like to do this kind of thing if you're just a normal fucking Joe, compared to someone who's like, got that kind of support system around them. A fucking security team. I mean, that's another thing that came up tonight. You think about all of the social media manager, all this shit. We don't have, no one on this shit has any of those things. And everybody's looking at people that has all those things. So that should say something about something to someone.
I couldn't agree more.
These clown conservative influencers are freaking government propagandists, and they make me want to throw up. And
Yeah,
that's the
dude.
straight up truth.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to say something here, and shout out to my buddy Eric Rice out there, who I know is struggling with a lot of this same shit. He said something to me that stuck with me this year, and I don't know if it's here or there, but it might be a thing. What if, I'll just pose it as a what if, riffing on what he said. What if what we're seeing here in the media right now is some sort of combination of what I've been talking about with the Overton window and a bunch of people that are being nudged or in with 2 different groups trying to create a dialectic, right? Like a synagogue group and a Roman Catholic group. Oh, could you imagine it? Synagogue shady group versus Roman Catholic shady group. Predating on MAGA, predating on America, predating on theology, predating on weakness, predating on vulnerability, predating on current events, predating on a genocide, right? For a psychological operation. Wouldn't that be interesting? Those that are in the spotlight may not even understand, right?
Hesher, I was going to say one of my hopes for the new year would be, building the 3rd temple, right?
Yeah, that red heifer, that 3rd temple.
Well, remember that one dude came out on media, was his name Adam King, and he said, do you remember that report? He said he was there and witnessed it, and they did the whole ceremony and all this, and I don't know, I haven't seen it happen yet, but maybe it's a longer ceremony than we thought, but he said they already fulfilled that part. You remember that video? I do remember that.
I do indeed.
I don't know. Maybe he's lying. I don't know why he would lie about that. So I don't even, I guess we're partway through the ceremony. I don't really understand. I thought it went faster than that, but maybe not. All I know is when they blow up that Al-Aqsa Mosque, that's going to piss off those Muslims so freaking much that they may just very well, World War Z at the gates at that point is, what it could possibly be, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, Odd Man, what do you think, dude? This is the ultimate question for me from the year, just to bolt something else on.
Will they freaking, blow up that mosque and build a 3rd temple?
Right. Will they complete the arc of the Hegelian dialectic of the opening of the Overton window of talking about the question, the political Zionism question, and will they close it by censoring everybody, requiring digital ID, and then, like Sam saying, complete all the like crazy rituals that you would read about in that book that you opened with?
Man, I think that's where they're headed.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
good.
think that's where they're headed. I think that's the goal. I think I just told my wife a couple nights, well, it was probably like a week ago. I said, I forget what we were talking about, but I said, when you see that Al-Aqsa Mosque blow up, that's going to be the biggest war, the holy war you've ever seen in your life. It's going to turn the world upside down. It's not the end times necessarily, but it's going to be huge, and they're going to use that to try and, hell, David Ben Gurion, man, the first Israeli PM, he was a secular Jew, but he said, one of these days the world will be controlled from Jerusalem via the UN, and we'll have a world council that makes all these judgments. And that seems to be the plan. As far as I can tell. So
Sounded absurd just a few years ago, but now everybody that hears that, like, the summary you just gave, they're like, wait a minute. That actually is not out of the realms of possibility considering what's going on.
Think of it. They say we want to fulfill this prophecy, whether it's man-made or of supernatural. You know what I mean? But they are saying we are committed. They have the Temple Institute or whatever. They are committed to making this thing happen. It's not just some conspiracy thing. They're literally organized to make it happen, right? And it's on the internet. You can go to the Temple Institute and go look it up, and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? And so it's wild, and he tied in, and it's like, well, that seems to be the agenda these crazy fanatics are going to fulfill one way or another, because they're telling us as much.
Yeah, and I said the other day, it just kind of clicked to me. I was talking to somebody, and I said, I talk about propaganda a lot. And, most people just think about propaganda towards the opposition party. If you're a conservative or a Republican, you think about only the Democrats dish out propaganda. But we know that your own party, or the party you mostly agree with or whatever, can be the biggest propagandist, and their propaganda can really affect you even more than the opposition. And I was saying, look at it. If you think about it, like Christianity, that's a religion. It's not a nationality, and it's not, it's not an ethnicity. But the Zionists, they have the ethnicity, the nationality, and the religion under one kind of tent. And so they can use all three of those, which all three are very emotional issues, to control their own people and get them to do what they want and kind of trick them. So that's huge in terms of psychological warfare.
Yeah, it's a giant mind control operation. The whole place over there's a laboratory for military and psychological, war against people, against everybody in that whole area. I don't even like to say any of the words because I'm so censored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Any of the keywords. I don't even like to call them. I don't even like to say it, so that's why you hear me talk the way I do. But
I know, dude, Sam, like this,
because they're gonna already label me. Back when I first started 9/11 truth activism, I was part of We Are Change Fresno chapter. Southern Poverty Law Center labeled us as a friggin' hate group.
Oh, we've been on the list too,
dude. And I was like, come on, man. You know what I mean? I was like, this is too much. So you gotta watch what you say.
I mean, that says a lot. Like, we know who funds the SPLC, and the SPLC comes after early 9/11 truth, right? It's like, wait a minute, guys. Like, why would a legal organization, sort of it's not really a pact.
They had a map. And they had our Fresno chapter, and they said this is a hate group.
They love the heat map.
All we do is meet up and say that we need to lobby Congress to investigate 9/11. And they're like, you're a hate group. We're like, what? You guys
hate
are crazy.
Like, are you kidding me? I mean, we got the same thing for the coverage we were doing on Syria between 2015 and 2018. It was like we had NGOs come after 21stcenturywire.com. We had We had Twitter come after us. We had Google come after us. We got deranked from searches. We got pulled from Google AdSense in like the fall of 2017. And it was all because we were just destroying the absolute lie that was being told about the war in Syria, because they had this PR group out there that was getting money from the British government, from the American government, to do these films of like kids being rescued from like fake buildings that had been collapsed, and they were called the White Helmets. And like George Clooney went out and did a big Netflix documentary about it. And it turns out they were this like cutout organization and they were like members of ISIS, basically. Actually, they were members of Al Qaeda in Syria. And they would put these like brand new white helmets on, and they would have GoPros on them, and they'd go out there and they'd like stick a kid in some rubble, and then pull them out and make like this big show of it. There was this whole like propaganda campaign they were doing. Look at the kitty cat. Hello. Cat was like, I need some attention. This has been going on far too long. This is a 240-minute show now. But dude, like, I know, it's just been so rotten. They've done us all so dirty. Like, the thing about the internet that I loved was that it really was like a wild, wild west, of place where we could share files. Like, hey, fuck it. If you can make a piece of music into a file, you can share that online. Hey, fuck it. If you can write a letter, you can make an email. It was just like, and all the early social places to hang out before Facebook turned into, what it is. They were all so cool. And now it's just like, these people are anointed. These people, it's like a caste system online. Like, we're literally like the three of us and pretty much everybody that was on earlier. We're like in a caste system, and what our friend Havori Morik would call it, an algorithm ghetto.
The oversaturation with, truther people now it's making it, 10 times harder to get through to people. And,
Right?
Most of those people are so full of crap. I mean, I cannot.
I'm not a truther. I do straight news with a little bit of opinion, and that's it. I don't do any of this conspiracy, Candace Owens, whatever. I don't even pay attention. I'm like, yeah, sucks, tragedy, whatever. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I know that it's all dirty, right? So I don't have time because I'm covering like hard news every day. So like.
Right. And you have to cover the hard news every day, or the psy-op infiltrates it like within a matter of hours. Like, if you're
more people care about that because it's more entertaining. They don't want to know the hard news.
Right. Oh, yeah, totally.
For sure.
I understand that.
And that's one of the things I think people like us struggle with. It's like, we understand that what most people want is the simple identity politic, the like easy to relate to, easy to digest, easy to be outraged or joyful about, depending on what the topic is. And nothing is that. Very few things are that. Most things are propaganda ridden and nuanced once you drill down into it. And when you're doing it every day, like you do at Weaponized News, and like we used to do at TNT, it's like, you really get into I don't know, I don't want to call it a groove, but it is sort of a groove. You know what I mean? It's like, when you show up every day and do it, you really, really click into like, oh my gosh, how toxic this is.
Well, I gotta let me plug this. I'm gonna put out a documentary. It's actually the last hour and a half of the last show I did yesterday, of straight boring but important breakdown of U.S. national policy and Chinese response to that in the Caribbean and South America, essentially a response to the new Trump doctrine, essentially, or Monroe Doctrine, rebranded Trump doctrine. And so anyway, it's going to be very dry reading the policy documents, but for anybody interested, I'll be putting that out in the next couple of days.
You know, and you got to do shit like that sometimes. Like Mark Anderson will come on and do stuff like that with me sometimes too, where it's just like, this is the driest. Like it's
It's
going to
what
take.
China's saying as counter to U.S. hegemony, and they're like not happy, and much of the world is not freaking happy. You know what I'm saying? So, and Trump keeps pushing it, or whoever is running Trump administration is pushing it, and they're pushing it. You know what I mean? So for confrontation, they're pushing for confrontation with China. Not so much Russia, but maybe, I don't know.
Russia's kind of a wild card right now.
What are reports right now that we still can't have any peace still there. So who knows what's going on? They're rolling out the crazy Reznik, right? The
the missile?
missiles.
Yeah, right.
They're rolling those out, saying they're in mass production for combat. So
at the same time, they're rolling out the new Trump class aircraft carrier or destroyer or whatever they're putting out. It's like
Trump fleet. Yeah.
Yeah. My first thought was one of the things, by the way, hold on. I just opened a present here from a listener. Little Carol she wanted to send me a bottle of scotch. Customs wouldn't allow that. She's in the UK, I think. So she did the next best thing, and she got me like a pack of presents and wrapped them up in wrapping paper. And they were like those chocolates that have like, VSOP or, vodka or something like that. They're like just enough alcohol because customs wouldn't let her send me an actual bottle of scotch. So she wanted to send me a bottle of scotch. They wouldn't let her do it. So she sent me this whole pack of candy. I opened it on Sunday Wire this week. And I just took one of them as a shot. Shout out to you, little Carol. See this stickiness on me? I literally have to go wash my hands before I can touch my beer or my mouse again. So I'm going to walk away for a second here and go wash my hands. I'll be right back, you guys.
Yeah, man, I got to check out your show, dude. I've been looking for a show with just straight news. And ever since kind of TNT folded, ever since Hesher's show folded. So I'm going to definitely be checking you out.
Cool, man. Trying to get it going. Yeah, weaponized news. Trying to do, well, the holidays have broken it up a little bit, but 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern. Tune in. Trying to do it in the new year every day. I don't know. But like I say, can't make any money when they burn down your digital store. And anyway, I'm barely working my way back right now because, like 15 years of branding. You know what I mean? I'm wearing the freaking button right now. And they're like, well, we don't like that so much. You know what I mean?
It's such a great design, too. I love it. I love it. You can actually get T-shirts of that. And I highly recommend them. I mean,
so anyhow, to earn a living as my profession, that is accounting. So, but that's being phased out. I have used AI this year for accounting, and it's scary what it can do now. And imagine it's going to exponentially become more efficient, and the majority of accounting work is going to be automated in the very near future here now, and I can see that. So that's why I'm trying to make a buck doing this, that, the other thing, because that's what, like I say, what I got a college degree in, and I've worked in the profession for a while, 20 years. You know what I mean? But I can see it's getting phased out. So
it's on the list, right?
Yeah, well, I can see it. I'm working in the profession right now, and I'm seeing it.
Writing's on the wall.
I'm literally training the AI right now to take my job like I would a foreign worker. I can see it. I can literally see it. It's a foreign worker, a foreign agent coming in, and I'm training it as I work to take my job.
Kavi says, if you're not on the SPLC hate list, what are you even doing? Yeah, good one, dude. And Ruckus is available on Weaponized News, of course, at Weaponized News on X every Wednesday night. Ruckus, I saw your answer to number 3 up there, and it's lost in the scroll. Would you mind putting it back in the public chat there so I can read it out? Thank you, dude. Yeah. Shouts out to everybody in the Discord chat too. I see Maz, I see Bryan, I see Sage, I see Jake. It's good to see everybody. Mad Mink, what's going on?
Hesher, though, on the optimistic side, I would like to see in the new year a peace, no more shooting in Russia, in Ukraine, and and a real ceasefire and peace there in Gaza.
Yeah,
and the whole area, Gaza, Lebanon, the whole area, just stop the whole greater freaking project that these guys got going on over there. You know what I mean? They just need to stop that peace there, and then peace and then and then all the African stuff too. And then the craziness that, hey, you can't cheer on killing terrorists when at the end of the day it was our own Western intelligence that set this whole program up in the first place and is behind it all. So it's been exposed for a long time, right? Just cut it already. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, stop it.
Innocent people are dying. Innocent people are dying for nothing to fuel this war machine of just nonsense, right?
Dude, Sam.
Oh, we're supposed to cheer on. You're still killing them damn ISIS terrorists. It's like the war on terror is 25 years old already. Come on, man. It's over. You can never beat an idea, right? And so if someone has the thought of terrorism in their mind, then there's always going to be a war against that. So it's never ending. And so as it's meant to be, right? And so it needs to end because you can never win the war on terrorism.
Right.
It's an idea. Yeah.
Like terrorism is an idea.
Even the IDF even said you'll never defeat Hamas because it's an idea. They said that. And I was like, you said that it's going to be a never-ending war because you can never defeat an idea. And that's the whole point of it, right?
Okay.
They know this. And that's the whole point of it. They want a never-ending war because they know you can never defeat an idea.
And Sam, what do they tell us Antifa is?
An idea.
Thank you. So this concept, I'm trying not to use the word idea, this concept of fighting an idea or an ideology, if you will, if you have a larger vocabulary, is flawed from the get-go. The whole concept of fighting an ideology is confusing and nuanced because ideologies have fueled wars throughout the past, and some of them have been just, but the history has been rewritten. So how just were they? We know how just they were going back all the way to World War I at the very fucking least, and we know we were lied to about the reasons for World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, and on and on and on. I'm straining to think of one that we weren't lied to about that wasn't wrapped in a whole bunch of fucking propaganda, right? So, here we are again.
False flags. They start every war with a false flag.
Every single one started with a false fucking flag that was attached to a political ideology and identity politic, right? Where are we right now?
To rally the friggin' and wrap yourself in the flag in your patriotic spirit.
Exactly. And one other thing we need to throw in the motherfucking 2025 dumpster is identity politics. Identity politics, you gotta fucking go. You gotta get out of here. You have become so toxic. All right, a couple people bouncing out from the Discord. Later, you guys. Thanks for being here tonight. Bunch of people bounced out from the show. I'm not going to shout them all out because I'm going to forget somebody because we had a full room tonight, 10 people. Sam, it's down to you and me. Ruckus's answer for number 3, what to watch out for in the future, was the pendulum will swing to the other side. And yeah, that is going to be one of the most interesting things when that does happen. It was very interesting when it switched from Trump to Biden. It was very interesting when it switched from Biden to Trump. Very illuminating, Sam, about the uniparty, about both systems, about political Zionism.
It's the government.
Yeah, about about government.
It's the government. People used to know that you can't trust the government. Somehow all these political parties got people brainwashed that, oh yeah, because my guy's in there, right? It's like ridiculous. It's like it's still the government. Government wins every election, right? It's ridiculous. Yep. It's beyond ridiculous.
And it may not even be your government that wins the election.
And most of it is not. Well, it's not, obviously. All right. Happy New Year. I got to sign off too.
All right, Sam.
Love you guys. We'll have a great New Year.
Hey, man, thanks for everything you do. You and Ruckus, you're amazing. You and all your guests are amazing. Weaponized News, follow them on X and everything else. Sam Chaney punching out. Thanks so much, buddy. All right, that's it for Boiler Room for 2025. Unless something really fucking crazy happens tomorrow, you won't see me or Spore or any of these people probably until 2026, which is merely 24 and a half hours away for me. So peace out. Thanks for hanging with us this year. Stay sane. Buckle up 2026. We'll see you next year.
That's it. Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.